on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chants, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shedding crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Reetz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shedding crew, born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chants, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shedding crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shed and crew, born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shed and crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shed and crew, born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chants, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shedding crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shedding crew, born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still.
All right, people, big up to all of you. Once again, I thought I had this fixed. Boy, was I wrong. The camera is, for some reason, is flickering. I've tried everything I can. I'm not sure why that is the case, and I thought I had it fixed yesterday. But that's by the way. We're here. Hopefully, I'll get someone to join me on the panel so that I can try some other things uh, off the camera to see if I can fix it. But that's by the way. We're here to talk about Chelsea Football Club. We will address some news items. A few of them we already have lined up. And then we will go into match preview exercise proper, where we will discuss our upcoming game against Wolves at home. And after that, then we still go news hunting again. And once again, I have to apologize. I thought I had us fixed the issue yesterday. Turns out, no, it's still flickering and it doesn't even look good. As you can see, I tried to turn it on, even stopped using the neon and light and all that. Tried the green screen, nothing is working, and I'm not sure why that is the case. But that's by the way, we will talk about it anyway. As long as you can hear me, that's the most important aspect of the whole thing. So we have about 2, 3, 4 news items lined up. and then we will get into the match preview exercise proper, and then we will also do the lineup prediction exercise. I know you can see the screen. If as long as you can see the screen, I'm sure the presentation screen, that's the most important aspect. Hopefully somebody will join me so that I will log off, try some of the tricks up my sleeve to see if I can if I can get it fixed once more. And we have Troll CFC, thank you for reposting the stream. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for doing that. And we have Prince Israel B. Okon. Thank you, Mr. Okon, my Calabar brother right there. Thank you for joining the conversation. I do hope you're doing well. Yes, ties to blue, irrespective of the results of what people are saying. I appreciate you finding the time to join the conversation too. And we have Tony Spider Graph Sewell. No, Tony Statistical soon, maybe. But Tony, nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. Big up to you too. Thank you for joining. And we have Chelsea Sessions also. That's still tied. Thank you for joining once again. And we have the captain of the community in Constantine Dunn. Big up to you. I don't know why. I've tried to big up other people. The way I big you up, it doesn't work for everybody, except for Knee Zion, maybe. IBZ. And then what's the other guy? I can't remember his name. Tony here says we need a link to join. I've shared the link already. I shared the link in the group. Check it one more time. We also have Wendy in the house. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the conversation. Dante, first question as usual. I do hope you're doing well. Then, are you looking forward to this game? When we played them in a cup game, I think a few days ago, actually, it wasn't pretty. We started well, and I thought we were going to run away with the game. And the second half, they had other plans, and we weren't able to deal with it effectively. I was so mad. I didn't even care about trying to figure out what really happened. But I think definitely because, we had the big boys on the bench, and when they turned it on before we made those changes, it was a bit too late. In my opinion, but we still won. But Dante, by the way, are you looking forward to this one at home? And it's a Premier League, and I don't know whether new manager bounce applies when it's academy coach from the same club in charge. But let's hear you.
Big up, coach.
Big up to
I'm
you
good,
too.
thank you. I'm not too bad. Big up to Wendy on there as well, and everyone in the chat. Not the best result.
While you speak, I'm going to try to go out to try to fix my camera.
Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't the best result, obviously, away in Karabakh, but look, we didn't lose. It's not the end of the world. Still in not a bad position in that competition. So it was frustrating, obviously, but there's plenty of reasons for that. So, but not the worst in the world. So we didn't play quite. Looking forward to this game. Obviously, move on from that one. We can put that one behind us and look forward to a new game. Probably that's the positives of some of these games. There's a lot of games, so we can quickly move on to the next one. And definitely looking forward to that at home against Wolves. New manager bounce, like you said, not really new manager bounce because he has been there before, the coach, so he's there with them all the time. So it's not really new manager bounce. It depends how they're going to play, but I don't think with that they will change too much, to be honest. So they'll probably try to keep consistent until they find a coach what they were doing before. So we'll see what happens. Okay. No problem. Are you there, Wendy, at all? Are you connected? Nope, she's not there. I'll just keep going till coach comes back. We'll talk about the.
Please, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Wendy. Nope, probably having connection issues. That's fine. We'll figure that one out when coach comes back. So just about the Karabakh game, I'll just talk about a little bit about that because I didn't hear the last couple of streams. Yeah, disappointing result. Obviously, there was quite a lot of changes. We did anticipate that on the shows we did before that there probably will be still a lot of changes because it is far away. We're traveling, and some other players need to play. There were a lot of. Unfortunately, we didn't start too well with an injury. Obviously, probably that was the most disappointing for me. We are getting injured again. That was definitely very disappointing after 5 minutes for him to get injured out of the whole game. Probably I took that the worst because obviously Moy had to come in straight away. But for him to get that muscle injury again, yeah, he's going to be out for a while with a muscle injury like that, most likely. So that was probably my most disappointing thing of Lavia getting injured for, which most likely will be for a long.
Okay, it looks like everybody has having one issue or the other today. Dante himself seemed to have a connection issue. I'm not sure why, but whatever it is, I think we shall overcome. All right, let's see what we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the conversation once again. Apologies. I will try to sort out the issue once and for all. It looks like the camera at this time isn't fluctuating or maybe flickering. It looks a bit stable, so I'm happy for that. Wendy, welcome to the panel. I do hope you're doing well. All right, before Wendy starts speaking, hello to you too, my assistant. Okay, Tony, you actually were disconnected for like about 3 minutes now, Dante.
I was.
Yeah, you didn't know?
Oh
You were.
no, I thought you were this.
No, but when I came in, you were talking and I was looking at the screen. It shows that your screen you were disconnected. Yeah.
Okay, no, I didn't see. I thought you were fixing your camera disconnected. Wendy tried to say hello, but she got cut off and she got disconnected again. So I don't know. Sorry. That's
No,
fine.
go ahead.
All good. I was just trying to talk something till you come
Looks
back.
like you were talking about Lavia. Was it Lavia?
Yeah. That was my big takeaway from that game,
I'm
Karabag.
sorry, Dante. Can you hear me?
Yes, Wendy. Yes, we can hear you. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. All right. Okay, go on. I'm sorry about that.
That's all right. Who knows whose connections? These connections sometimes always move around. Coach, can you hear her as well?
Go ahead. It
Doesn't
turns
look
out I
like
sent the link in the wrong place.
you
And
sent it to
Dante,
the
you
other group.
probably
Yeah.
got it because you were in the other group, right? You're in the other group.
Correct.
Oh my.
Yep.
Yeah, this sucks. But go ahead.
Exactly. Yeah, you sent it to the wrong group, but that's fine. That's all good. We don't want Tony on any. Yeah, just Lavia was my big takeaway from that game. The most disappointing thing of that game for me, not the draw as much, because for me that him getting injured, that was very key for me.
You're talking about the Carabao game,
blow going.
not the cup game against Wolves, right?
Yeah, the Carabao game, correct? Yeah.
Okay, because I was my question was has to do with the cup game we played against them. How badly we played in the second half. The game nearly ended in a draw. If not for that screamer, that what's his name, Gittin scored. But go ahead with what you were saying because you're making sense to those that were listening before I joined. So yeah, no need to interrupt you. Okay, Dante, are you disconnected again?
Yeah. Sorry, Coach. Well, you got disconnected again. Look.
No, I stopped hearing you. Why are you blaming it on me?
Well, it's showing me on this.
No, it's seriously, it's your end. You might want to check it because I can see the signal. It was red. It happens again. It just happened again. So I'm able to see your signal. So if it is strong, I would know.
I've got a good signal. Yeah.
I can take a screenshot and show it to you. It's showing red. It's barely connected.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah,
maybe but I can hear you now. Maybe it's the device you're using. Maybe.
I just on the laptop as usual, so it shouldn't be the device. But anyway, probably very busy at McDonald's this morning. Yeah.
right, go ahead. You were saying something.
Just Lavia, yeah. Just Lavia was the big disappointment for me in that game against Karabakh. I was just talking about that, yeah.
Here's the interesting thing. Some people are still complaining about the manager rotating the squad. Imagine how you could say how many players would have out had it not been the fact that he's been rotating the team, or had he not been managing Reece James's fitness. Even Lavia's chances are he probably would have been out since January. There are
Yeah.
other players, and we heard that Neto is carrying a knock. He did mention even Caicedo carrying a knock. So imagine how much severe our situation could have been had it not been the fact that he's rotating the squad. But unfortunately, a lot of people don't pay attention to that. But go ahead, I'll let you speak.
Yeah, and he's let us know as well. So it's not like we don't know. We do know because he's told us. So he's trying his best to manage the situation as much as he can, trying to play those other players to give these guys a rest. And he did rest them. Unfortunately, like I said, Lavia got injured 5 minutes in, and it is what it is. But yeah, look, he's trying his best to manage the situation. And yeah, he's got to make those changes, especially when you fly that far away, completely different time zone, different, it's you need to make changes. It is what it is. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And like he said in his interview, when we were winning and not losing and stuff, and no one said nothing about it, and we were rotating exactly the same. So yeah, look, it's just one of those things. It's when you lose, or well, we didn't lose, we drew, but when you draw or lose,
Yeah, but it felt like a loss.
yeah, it felt like a lot. People unfortunately bring up every little tiny thing. And yeah, when we win, they hardly say anything. But when we lose or draw, they bring up every little tiny thing. So that's just the way it is. You just got to handle it. And, you know, like I said, the good thing about it is we've got games coming thick and fast. So at least you can forget about a couple of days. You're moving on straight to the next game straight away, which for me, that's a bonus. Yeah.
I think for me, in my opinion, that's another way of saying something we've said here 1,000 times. The average football fan understands win, lose, draw, and they judge the team and the manager based on those three factors that I just mentioned. It takes good understanding of football to sometimes look beyond the result and look at it and say, okay, today we were just unlucky. Today it was just because of that. But the average football fan don't care.
Yeah.
Wendy, I don't know
Sometimes
if
you're
you
not
want to
good
come
enough.
in. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Yeah, some games we were like, there's a game you're not good enough, you'll say it. Some games you're good, some games you're unlucky. It just depends. There's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
There hasn't been many games where we haven't been really good, like really, really bad to say that team 100% deserved to beat us. There's probably been one game like that only. So, I don't think there's too much to worry about right now, to be honest. If that was happening every couple of weeks, but no, probably, Bayern Munich, they deserve to probably just win that game. What was the other one we played? That's about it. There's only maybe max 2 games that you can say the other team probably deserved to probably get the 3 points. Otherwise, the rest have been, we've probably, most of those games deserve to win or at worst get a result from. So it's not as bad as people are saying.
Before I go to Wendy, or before we switch topics, what was I going to ask you again? Some people are expressing concerns that we might not get out. You could say make it into the next phase. I think that's absolute boohoo.
No, look, a lot of top teams drew games in this match day, and last match they lost and drew. It's not just Chelsea this is happening to, and those teams are also rotated because they weren't playing the best team, so they rotated as well, and they got draws. So it's happening to a lot of things. It's not just Chelsea. People are just looking. It's not happening to just Chelsea.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and we're still in a very good
Yeah, I
position.
mean it's an issue.
Yeah, we're
A
still in a
lot.
good
Yeah.
position, so
Mhm.
we're not in a bad position. It's not like we're not gonna probably qualify. We're still in not a bad position. We got good points. It's just about getting that balance right of rotation, who to rotate, how to rotate. It makes it more difficult when some players have niggles as well, obviously. So you
Are
have to
you
rotate
essentially
more.
saying he's overdoing it? Because sometimes I feel like, when we pick our lineup, we usually talk about how we need old heads in there, not to allow the changes be too much that we see disjointed displays or lack of proper protection for
Mm.
the defensive line. And we did talk about how, as good as Romeo Lavia and Andreas Santos can be offensively, they don't do enough to protect our defensive line, just like Caicedo would whenever he's on the bench.
Yeah. Look, it's Yeah, it's a fine balance. You got to balance it. But when you need to rest a player when you're traveling 5,000 miles away, Caicedo needed to rest that game. So,
Yeah, he
yeah,
needed, but the good thing is that we had him on the bench, like we talked about. We knew he was
correct.
going to be on the bench if need be. He comes on.
Correct. Yeah, yeah. Look, it's just a fine balance. But he's doing his best. I don't know why he's getting such criticism. I think everybody's saying, "Oh, why are you playing Hato?" I think 90% of the fan base wanted Hato to start that game. So after that, everyone was like, "Why did he start Hato? Why did he start him there?" What if you go back, look at X? I think probably 95% of people wanted Hato to start that game.
And
So,
Rich Moneymaker was in the chat straight away, told me he's not good enough for Chelsea. And I asked him because, yeah, he performed poorly in a single game. That's enough for you to conclude that he's not good enough for Chelsea.
and he
And,
was actually very solid the last couple of games. He deserved
yeah,
that start because
yeah.
when he came on and played the previous game a couple of weeks, he was very solid. He was one of our best defenders on the field, so he deserved that start. It's just unfortunate it didn't work out for him. It is what it is. But one game, you're not going to take that away from one game. That's ridiculous when like
And
people say
unfair,
that.
really.
It's very unfair on the player. Yeah,
Yeah, very
yeah.
unfair. When do you want to come in so that I have one question I wanted to add, Dante, so that we can get done addressing the news items we have lined up and get to the match preview exercise proper. Where do you want to come in?
Yeah, yeah, coach.
Big
Thank
up. How
you.
are you?
I'm fine. How are you guys? Dante,
Fine. I
big
can't
up.
Yeah,
complain.
Wendy, good to hear you.
Yeah, I want to talk about what you guys are talking about the carbon game. These are
Hmm.
some of the games that we have to take the point. We are Chelsea. You see, drawing that game for me, it feels like it's a lose for me.
Hmm.
Yeah, because I think sometimes Maresca overdo things too much. That is my problem with Maresca. Why can't you stick with something that works out for you? We just need 3 points. We just need 3 points. That is it. And Maresca football, you play you if you are not able to, I mean, win the match from the first half, and then the second from the first half, you're not able to win the match. Maybe from you win from the second half, and from the second half, if you are playing and it's like about 70 something minutes, and Chelsea is not winning, it means we are not winning. It's either we are losing or we are drawing. My problem with Maresca rotation is the rotation is too much. I was expecting we play our strong lineup against Caravan, and then after we are comfortable with the lead, we do some changes and give some players some rest. That's how I was seeing it. And then Maresca is not consistent with the back line. He always changing the back line. Always. Ever
Okay.
since
Mhm.
Cowell got injured, we've never seen a pairing of like consistency with them. He always change them. And you know Tosin is not that good. Why do you pair Tosin with Hato? Definitely Hato is going to make mistakes. Tosin exposed Hato to make those mistakes.
Okay.
You
Let
know,
me ask you this. Before, let me ask you the question I wanted to ask you. But do you understand that the reason why he had to make as many changes that he made on the day, especially in that back line?
do I know what, coach? Come
Do you
again.
understand why he had to make that many changes? If you're saying he made too many changes, for instance, do you understand why? Even if you're correct that yeah, he indeed did make too many changes, but do you understand the reason he made those changes in the first place? In my opinion, let me just say this. Maybe you'll comment if you want to. It's because yeah, we have, you can say, the games were coming in thick and fast. I get it. After our next game, there'll be an international break, which gives us enough time for some of the players to rest. Those are, you can say, won't be going for international assignments. He just had to rotate. Otherwise, our situation would get worse. It's just like my brother Banfo, who was on the panel the other day. I, Banfo, and Steve were the three of us were on the panel, and Banfo was arguing that Estevao should be starting every game. And I told him, look, Estevao is the closest to Cole Palmer. I wouldn't say like for like in terms of the you could say to be a difference maker when all else fails. So if Estevao starts every game and gets injured, our situation will get worse. So he had to change. I think the question should be, and you did say that, credit to you, you did mention that he makes too many changes, which means, to me, to my understanding, you agree that there's a need for him to rotate at least to a certain measure. And the reason I haven't complained about that is because we had the big guns on the bench. Had we gone to that game and Caicedo didn't travel, Enzo Fernandez didn't travel, then yeah, I'd be asking a lot of questions. But he had them on the bench. Unfortunately, what happened happened. That's how I see it, and I'm not going to start blaming him. We may well tomorrow, we can say a few months from now, look back and say, yeah, that draw was actually a blessing in disguise. You remember the loss against the Brazilian side in the Club World Cup? I'm not saying, you can say I'm just trying to be superstitious here, but history does have a knack for repeating itself. But let's hear you.
Yeah, coach. So as I'm saying, I understand where you're also coming from, but
You're still my sister,
it's
right? Even though I disagree with you.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm cool with it. You see, coach. You see, what one thing is there are certain games that I think it fits a champion. Yet, Maresca will not play him
But
and
do
play
we know
Toast.
whether he was fully fit? You remember there was a time also, that was about a month ago or maybe 3 weeks ago, we were having the same, you could say, a similar conversation with regards to the absence of Acheampong from the lineup. It turns out he was ill. He missed a few training sessions, even though the manager, you could say, he brought him on, even though he wasn't fully fit. I don't question whether he trusts him or not. The fact that he didn't play, I think something. I don't know. I don't see them on the training pitch. He sees them, and I know he trusts the guy because, yeah, he's you could say selected them for high profile games. I don't question that anymore.
No,
I'm
sometimes
quite
Maresca
sure
needs to be
he had a good
bold.
reason for not fielding him. But go ahead.
Maresca sometimes needs to be bold about his selection. You just don't have to play a player because he's a senior player or the player needs a
Okay.
playing time. No, no. I don't think that is the good way to, coach these players. We thank
Okay.
God. We are happy with how he managed James, and then James is fit, 100% fit now. And Maresca is the kind of coach that, whenever there is any injury, when he comes to press conference, he will say it. So I don't think there's anything wrong with Achampong. He should just be like the way he rotates is too much. The rotation is too much.
Okay.
It's too much because even Arsenal don't rotate that much. They still play their big guns, and then when they are not, they know that the lead is, okay with them, they change. You
All
see,
right.
and even we need balance. We need a little bit balance. We need a
All
little,
right.
because watching the game Wednesday, we could see we need physicality too. You see, we need those things too in our team. Mm.
All right, I'm gonna catch up with what we have in the chat and come back to the panel. We hear Ty's, then we hear Ty's opinion with regards to the, you can say, the need for rotation, and then we will move to addressing the rest of the news items we have lined up, and come back to the match preview exercise proper. Tony, okay, I heard you, Tony. Ty, you see that? What about Chelsea versus Arsenal? When we get back to that bridge, we will cross it, and I believe we'll be better. You can say it would be way better than we are right now by the time we get to play them. Even if it is the next three games, I don't care. The stronger the team, the better we play. It's become clear now. All right, Ty, that's for Tony. And the Demonat says you can rotate the entire team, just keep the two center backs the same. That's where we could say the part of the squad that people are very concerned about. And honestly, it's been quite shaky. Maresca had to make changes, just don't use Tosin. Wow. Is Tosin really a bad player? I don't think he is. And you could say he's made, you could say, some mistakes that you don't expect to see from an experienced player like him. And I'm not saying that because of his age, because yeah, we're all guilty of using age and experience interchangeably. My point is, I'm going to give him some leeway, if that's maybe the most accurate or relatable language to use there, because it's not been long he returned from an injury, recovered maybe. So Ty, let's hear your opinion on Maresca rotating the team.
Are you able to hear me?
Yeah. Able to hear you, Ty. You have cold?
I'm recovering from that.
You
So
sound
yeah,
like it.
yeah. Um, but yeah, I mean, I also listened to what Maresca said in his press conference for this match, upcoming match against Wolves, and yeah, we needed to rotate. The rotating is wasn't the problem. It was perhaps the fact that especially in the centre back area, we had one player who hasn't really been 100% and hasn't been playing consistently. So as a result, you have Hato who doesn't really play much coming in, and then of course he made mistakes. But I think it was Dante who mentioned earlier that a lot of people were saying that okay, Hato is playing, that's good, and all of that. But as soon as he made the mistakes, it was the worst decision. The truth is, we needed to make those changes because we have a lot of matches that are happening very quick and fast. If you're playing every 3 days or
At
four
most
days,
four. I think at most
yeah,
people saying is four. It's been three every
yeah,
3 days, and some involves traveling. Go ahead.
right, because we played on Saturday, and then of course Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then the matches on Wednesday, and of course you had to travel. So the traveling aspect as well is the next thing. So we needed to rotate it. The rotating wasn't the issue. It was I simply saying that the problem is that mistakes happen in the match, and as a result we suffered. I know people be a bit confused as to why Tarek George was being played somewhat as a false nine. Um, and perhaps that was one of the biggest issues. But I don't think there was anything wrong with the team. The team on a better day would probably have done better. And of course, because I remember watching the stream. Was it yesterday or something like that when he said that Lavia was only on the field for 12 seconds. So I mean, the rotation happened, and of course it just didn't work out the way that Morris would have thought, because at the end of the day he wouldn't have foreseen being utilizing Romeo Lavia, and then in 4 minutes he's going down, and he's hurt his quad or whatever the case may be. So the rotating wasn't the issue, it was just that it just didn't work out. And of course Hatsu and Tosin, at least I can remember, have never really played together in a professional match. So it was a case of them learning how to play together as well. And as a result, it just didn't work out because they did not acquaint with each other. And as a result, the result went the way that it did. I don't think there was anything wrong with rotating, because we definitely need to rotate
No, nothing
unless
wrong
we
with
want
it.
to see a
Yeah.
dropping. So
And
yeah,
just like season, I think until around mid-season, that's when whoever comes on, even if he makes 11 changes, everybody will be all right. And you could argue the changes do lead to a lot of, you could say, disjointed displays in some areas because we have a few newcomers in there. That makes a lot
right.
of
That's the
difference. Yeah.
problem.
And question I
Yeah,
want to
that's
ask
the
you,
thing.
Kai, you did talk about your Hato. Um, a lot of people wanted the manager to haul him off, and I said no. Had he
Hmm.
done that, he'd basically be useless for us for the rest of for the remainder of the season. It takes a
Yeah.
strong mentality, and usually people older than him to recover from such situation, being hauled up for making such mistakes. And Maresca, I give him credit for leaving him on the pitch, and he had the better
Yeah,
second.
yeah, he did very
Yeah,
good with that. He did
yeah,
very
it would
good
Yeah.
with
have
that.
been
I
a
was very
serious
happy with
mistake.
that.
Yeah. That's the thing, though. I mean, and I was worried that he was going to do that, and I didn't want him to do that, because I was doing a watch along for the match as well, and I was saying that I hope he doesn't take him off, because that could quite easily shatter his confidence, because he's not playing consistently already, and then he makes one mistake, and then that's just it. Nah, that could do lots of damage mentally. So yeah, and I mean, just going based on what you even said in the stream that you had about the match, I think it was yesterday or the day before, um about the fact that the mistake that he made, yeah, it was pretty poor, but the second thing with the handball, I think that's unfortunate. I think the way he was running,
You know,
but it wasn't like
the
he
proximity makes it
handball.
very difficult.
Yeah, because you can see that his hand is not too far away from his body. It was actually right beside his face, and like he's running back, and his hand is in a certain way like he's trying to defend. So I think it's just unfortunate, but he did definitely better in that second half because I remember one instance where the Karabag player was trying to get beyond him, and he handled well, and he went down, and we won a free kick. So it's a case where he did better in the second half, and I think perhaps what helped as well is the fact that he realized that Maresca was trusting him, and of course he probably spoke to him at halftime as well. But we don't know what really happens at halftime with the halftime talk. So
I'm
of
just
course.
happy he didn't hold him off.
Yeah, definitely. I was worried he would, so I'm happy he didn't.
Yeah. Dante, you want to weigh in on that one?
No, pretty much spot on. Yeah, happy he didn't take him off. You got to keep a player like that on. Like you said, you will completely destroy his confidence if you do that, especially a new player as well. So yeah, he did very well to keep him on.
Indeed, he did. So let's address the remainder of the news items we have lined up, and then after that we get into the match preview exercise proper. This year is by Marker. I think he in most cases get things right. This reads: Chelsea are open to bringing Antonio Rudiger back to Stamford Bridge as a free agent when his contract expires next summer. The way I see this guy, I get it. It's business for all parties involved, right? Um, and I don't blame him. If I were him, I'd do the same thing. I get you only play football because you enjoy it, but even as you mature, you still play it because you enjoy it. But as you enjoy that's when you're younger, growing up 10, 11, 12 is just the fun. But at his age at the time, yeah, it's business for him, and he had to do what he had to do. But I did see it at the time as him jumping ship. I mean, gave up on us when we needed them the most. I think if he's still capable, I'd put that aside and welcome him back because he did what he had to do. But let's hear your thoughts, Dante. Antonio Rudiger back at Chelsea. Your thoughts?
Yeah, look, he did leave at a time when, but I'm not going to blame any player when Real Madrid comes calling and basically, you're going to be their starting centre
They
back.
just want to make
So,
us look like the smaller club. They just stick with money.
look, money as well, obviously salary wise, very good money, big bonus as well. And like I said, starting, centre back. So, I mean, it's Real Madrid, the biggest team in the world. He's done everything at Chelsea that he already did. So, I didn't blame him going, to be honest. It is what it is. Like I said, it is business. Um, we were going for a transition anyway, so he just decided to go, and I can't blame him for that because it is Real Madrid. Now, if that was, local Arsenal or someone completely different, but Real Madrid, no, I can't complain at all. Look, he's only 32 years old. It's actually still got another couple of years, I think, left at
Do
a
you think
pretty
he's
high
still
level. So,
capable?
yeah, of course he is. Yeah, 32 years old. He's not that old. I mean, for a
I mean,
central
it's not.
defender, that's
I mean, the age don't matter. We see 22 2-year olds beat Salk as SHIT
yeah.
at what they
No, I'm
do.
just saying he's not old. I saw a lot of people on X saying, "Oh, he's way too old." He's 35, 36. No, he's just 32 years old. He's not that old. He's actually only 32. He's not. A lot of people have the notion that he's like 35, 30. No, he's not. He's only 32 years old. So for a central defender, he's got another 2 years at least at a high level. So yeah, will we get him? I doubt that very much. I don't think we would probably
I
be
think
getting.
probably he will get the opportunity to go to Saudi Arabia.
Correct, and that was my next point before you
So
tap that
yeah,
in.
I
Yeah,
have to
he'll
do
probably
tapping. And this report, let's be clear here, says that we are open to bringing Antonio Rudiger back to Stamford Bridge. Open to, which means if there's the opportunity and he's willing to come
for the right salary,
for the all those factors, the salary,
the right amount
is
of years, maybe
yeah,
1 year
exactly.
deal only.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So it's complicated. Really, it's not that simple. But when you pay attention to the report alone, you say, yeah, it looks like we're gonna get him, but it's not that simple.
Just a
Yeah.
report code. It's
Sorry.
nothing, zero. We haven't changed our policy yet, so I don't see that happening right
Yeah,
now.
yeah. When do you want to weigh in on that one?
Yeah, say
Yeah.
something about
Go ahead.
um Rudiger left at a time when I think they were the Sanchez on Chelsea. You can't. I think we were talking to him, but at that moment you can't sign. Even you can't even give a new contract to a player at that time. I don't know why he left. Rudiger is 30. Sorry, 32 years. Rudiger is not going to give us what he gave us years before. He can't give us that
How about leadership and experience?
time. Yeah, he can give us that, but we shouldn't expect him to become like Thiago Silva. No, he can't. He's struggled with a lot of injuries. If you follow him at Real Madrid, it's not
Ooh,
the
okay.
Rudiger we used to know. So that's my.
I'd take him. I would take him. But Ty, how about you?
It's 50-50 for me because um, as it was just said a while ago, he's had a lot of injuries at Real Madrid, and the thing is that was the narrative with him even at Chelsea before he was available because when he was before Lampard came in, for example, I remember that he picked up a massive injury and he missed the Europa League final on the Sarri, for example, and now definitely he's been injury prone. The thing is, the leadership I would take it, but there's also the aspect about Rudiger that he was also stirring up drama in the back as well in the dressing room. So I'm not sure, so, but yeah, leadership. I would take it because we need some leadership and somebody that knows the club and of course still loves the club because he's done a lot of interviews, praising Chelsea and saying that he can see the project and it's good and whatever the case may be. So
I mean, no
yeah,
animosity there.
yeah. And he didn't. The reason why he left was of course because of the old regimes, whole situation with them, not because of the current one or whatever the case may be. So, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I will welcome that because yeah, he doesn't have to be on the pitch to help. Even his presence in the dressing room will go a long way. The current players do know him. They know what he achieved with Chelsea. But people usually only pay attention to what the individual in question brings on the pitch. But yeah, on and off the pitch, you don't have to only lead on the pitch. You have to lead off the pitch too. But yeah, Eugene is saying George needs to play. I think he will play a lot. The manager likes him, definitely. So let's see the next item here. Good for us. I don't know if anybody want to weigh in on that. Mahmoud Sa called up for the first time with Senegal. I think they're just being quick here. They just don't want to give the French national team the chance. Now, I think the French national team, I think they're loaded with players in the defensive area, center back area. Yeah, if you look, yeah, I think they are. They have a lot of numbers there. The Arsenal guy, Upamecano is French, right? Am I mixing things up here? Where is
Yeah,
he?
yeah.
Yeah, okay. And
He's good.
I think they're loaded with experience there. So I think the Senegalese FA, they just want to snatch him up now because the moment he matures, the French will find a way to feel them just like what England does to some of the Nigerians and Ghanaians that it just makes sure they give them their debut and tie them down at the senior level. Because see, if they waste time, if he matures, I think the French FA would just field him and make him ineligible for representing the Senegalese national team. So good for us. Good for his development too. That experience. I don't know if anybody on the panel want to add to that, or should we move on to the next item?
Yeah, he'll probably play more if he does. The only thing is that it's obviously in Africa, so he has to go away for the tournaments. That's the only. If he
Still
does come
good.
at Chelsea,
Still good for his development because
still
they're going
good,
to
but
trust him.
that's about it. Otherwise, he's
Mhm.
played for France at the youth level, so he has
Yeah,
represented
yeah, yeah.
France.
hmm
Yeah. So, but obviously, like you said, Senegal, they want to get that, get him, in the senior team. That way,
Put that one in the pocket.
pretty much, it's a smart
hmm
move, of course. If he's willing to do it, then it's good for everyone involved. If he's happy to do that, then that's fine. It's as long as the player's happy, no problems.
Yeah, yeah. And here, Eugene is saying, personally, I think he's not Thiago Silva. I agree. Just like Wendy said when she talked about when she weighed in on that particular topic, and I think he overachieved based on his potential and history. I mean,
He's a joker,
that
coach. He's not really a leader in that sense. He's a very
you
different
mean
type.
Rudiger?
Yes, yeah, he's
You
a joker. He
would
jokes
you say
around.
it's because he's aggressive? People see that as you could say as some sort of leadership.
Correct, but that's not his character off the field. He's a joker. He's very much like Cucurella in a way. Very joke. He's the joker of the bunch. So yeah, you'll have that good, that. But I haven't really seen him like properly lead, as in a leader would. He's not that type of guy, in my personal opinion. He's more of a joker.
Okay. So this year talks about Reece James has been named in the England squad of the World Cup qualifiers against Serbia and Albania. I mean, he's not 100% fit, 100% yet. According his, you can say in terms of harnessing his abilities, he thinks he's not 100% yet, but yeah, good for him. I hope he doesn't get injured, but he looks like he's not gonna. You could say get injured unnecessarily, as we've seen in the past 2 years or so. So I'm just happy that he's playing, and I hope Thomas Tuchel don't don't run him into the gutter like he does with players he like. I don't know. Anybody else on that one? I'll move on. All right,
I
let's
don't think
move
that's
on.
going to be the case, though.
Go ahead. So, what did you say?
I'm saying I think Tuchel will be Tuchel will be very much considered because he knows about Reece James, as he knows him. So I'm trusting that he would be able to realize that he needs to manage his game time, and of course the only thing is that, unlike with Maresca, who is conservative with him, he may require him to do a lot of running. So that is the concerning part, but. Uh, he surely he will manage his minutes.
Okay. Let's see. What else do we have here? Any other thing? Any other thing? One more thing. Okay, this one. But this is from the perspective of Mike Mayer himself, and it does make sense to a certain extent. But I don't know whether to trust Gazzetta dello Sports journalist Marco uh, Pasotto. I hope I nailed that. Apologies if I didn't. So it reads, Maignan appears to be quite firmly committed to renewing his relationship or maybe reigniting talks with Chelsea, but he's also keeping an eye on Bayern and Juventus. Um, I don't know what to make of this. I
Yeah.
don't think it makes sense. Pendas is he's doing well. He looks ice cold whenever he's on the ball. Fearless maybe, but that's still the French league, and I don't know. I'm not too sure. Dante, let's hear you. This is from his perspective, by the way. This is not saying we are looking
Mhm.
to reignite talks with him. I think we've actually addressed something a few weeks ago that suggests we're no longer interested in signing him. But let's hear you, Dante.
Yeah, look profile wise, yes, he fits the system very well, the Maresca, because he's very, very good, with his feet. I've said it many times. This Robert Sanchez is very good with his feet. If you're going to upgrade that level, there's only probably two or three other keepers really that are better than Robert Sanchez in that type of football. That's probably Magnan with his feet. He's very good. Maybe Diogo Costa from Porto. He's very good with his feet. But they are both then lacking in other areas for Robert Sanchez. Reach, shot stopping. They're
High
much shorter.
claims.
Yeah, high claims. So yes, there's a lot of but ball playing and system fit. Yes, 100%. He's one of those that would fit the system very well. Um, will it happen? I think that boat probably sailed, in my opinion. I don't think we will go back for that. I don't think it will happen. I think he'll be looking for a very solid contract somewhere after what happened. I think he'll be looking for a very solid contract somewhere, a lot of money for a big team as well, but a lot of money in a long period. So, especially after what happened, he's got, he hasn't got much, and the drama behind it with his contract. So will not want to be involved in that anymore. So I think he'll be looking for a long-term contract somewhere with very high pay, and he's going to go for the highest pay most likely possible. And that, I think, probably does rule us out because we've got Pele like Penders coming through another as well. So I don't see it happening. My personal opinion, I don't think this will happen
So
because
you're
of that.
saying Marco Pasotto is full of it.
I don't know, coach, but I just don't see it happening. If it would have happened, it probably would have happened already. Uh, I don't see it. We're going back. We're not that type of. Once we sort of from what I've noticed, if we get sort of rejected in a way or something, we're not really going to go back. And if that player didn't really push, we're not going back there. I don't think so. I don't see that happening. But also because we do have Penders as well, and he is doing well. It is the French league, but he is doing very well with his feet, and he's playing out of the box with his feet. Very different from what Petrovic did.
Comes
Where
off his line, basically
correct? Yes.
knowing
Yes.
the back four or the
Correct.
defense.
So that's very different. That's more progressive, more our style, where Petrovic stayed most of the time back in on his goal line, passing it around, very safe, not very different completely. So yeah, look, I think they do like Penders a lot, and that is definitely an option for us moving forward. So I think they're happy with Sanchez, to be honest, and I think they'll keep Sanchez till Penders develops, in my
He
opinion.
said it himself. I don't think he'd say that if the club didn't really tell him that he's the number one.
Yeah, he knows he's number one now. Like we was talking the other day, I think Jorgensen just regressed a little bit the last couple of games. This season, starting this season, he's regressed a little bit.
Obviously, a confidence issue. What do you say?
Yeah, confidence, playtime, whatever, but he still hasn't looked that good. So that just cements Sanchez way more as number one by far now. So yeah, look, and I think the club are happy with him. And I mean, he's done very well, Sanchez, to be honest. Yeah, he's still got a mistake here and there, but he's actually tidied that up quite a lot, and he's improved on that. Yes, he's still going to make them, but he has improved definitely.
All right, Tony. Let's bring you up to par. I'm gonna Tony. Antonio Rudiger back to Chelsea, and then Mike Mayor. Let's hear you. I'm gonna take a call quickly.
Yeah, Coach, did you say did you say Marca usually gets things right? I just wanted to clarify that I
Marco,
heard you
not
say
this,
that.
not Maka. Yeah, he's gotten a few things that I can't quite remember. I can't remember all of them.
Marca, the Spanish publication, Marca?
Yeah, yeah. You don't think so?
Oh no, I finally get to disagree with you. That makes me so happy.
Yeah, no,
Then we'll
Coach.
have a
I
good show. So
vehemently
I'm waiting.
disagree with
They're horrible, those guys. Yeah,
you.
it's
That
just
they're like,
That to go ahead. I'll be back in a minute.
is there like a tier 5 or 6 like media outlet?
they just like to write for fun, basically. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I don't think. I mean, if it comes from somebody other than them, if it, yeah, I might believe it. But to be honest with you, these days, like, 90% of the time, I need to hear it from. I think 95% of the time, if I heard it
There's
from
like 100 new
Fabrizio, I would
excuses
believe
every
it.
day from
And
new
100%
reporters
of the
that are on it.
time,
Yeah.
100% of the time, if I heard it from Ornstein, I would believe it. But coming from Marca, like, I think I'm all set. Like I don't, yeah, I don't know that I buy too much into that story. Um, and I agree with you. He's getting older. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I guess 32 is still youngish, like not super old for a defender these days, but yeah, he's not the same Rudiger we have, huh? Um, yeah. What was after that? I forgot. Did
Magnan.
coach stepped away? Magnan, yeah.
Yep.
I still don't. I missed what you were saying about that, Dante. I missed what you were saying about that. You mentioned that I kind of came in when you were talking about, yeah, Penders isn't the kind of keeper that we would use for the system anymore. But I didn't quite hear what you were saying about Mignon. I think I came in when you said you thought we probably wouldn't go back in for him. But
Yeah, I don't think we
what
would.
was your opinion about Mignon and how we play?
Yeah, he suits the style, definitely. Ball
Hmm.
playing, he's probably one of the best ball playing goalkeepers in the world.
Hmm. Yeah,
He's very good with his feet, can play with the left, the right,
yeah,
can pass with
yeah,
both feet.
yeah.
Very comfortable, long balls, short balls, out of his box, no problem. So that in that sense, he suits very well. There's not many keepers that I was saying if you're going to upgrade on Robert Sanchez, you need this guy that's probably better than him at doing that. Maybe Magnan is a little bit better than him at doing that. Probably that in that sense. There's not many keepers that are. So
Sure.
Magnan is one of
But
those guys, but
but
I
like
think just
Sanchez is like a better shot stopper, isn't he?
yeah, he is and high
I wanna I
claimer,
wanna
better
say
shot
that his
stopper.
numbers were better than Maignan and Donnarumma, and those were the guys that we
Yes.
were linked with more than anyone this past summer as far as keepers, I think.
For balance, as in for all around, probably
Hmm.
Sanchez is one of the best in the world, as in all round in
That's
every
wild
aspect.
because
Yeah, which is wild. But
his
yeah,
mistakes are so bad and so, and I think that's what makes us, you know what I mean? Because like when when he makes a mistake, or it's usually very high profile and very costly, you know. And when he second guesses himself and like either doesn't see a defender coming at him in his blind
yeah,
spot or like second guesses like how he should handle the ball when they're starting to press him,
it freezes sometimes.
it'll make your
Yeah,
heart come up in your throat. I think that's why, honestly, like he gets so much scrutiny because it's like other guys might make mistakes. They don't, maybe their stats aren't as good as some of his, but the mistakes they make aren't that costly, but the ones that he has made have been sometimes catastrophic, right?
one thing, sorry, Tony. One thing I can guarantee you is if you put Magnon, Diogo Costa, all these players in the Premier League, high tempo, in
Hmm.
a high ball playing like we play with the goalkeeper a lot. He touches the ball a lot. Those guys
Hmm.
will make the same mistakes eventually because it's such high
Hmm.
volume. They don't
Yeah,
play in teams in Italy. Magnon can take it easy, pass the ball
hmm,
around nicely,
yeah,
long. There's not much
yep,
pressure. It's a slow game. You put him in here though, he's going to make those mistakes. He's going to have 30% more of the ball. So when you do that at a faster pace on quicker pitches
yeah,
as well, 'cause it's always wet pretty much because it's cold and it's always wet most of the pitch.
hmm,
The ball slides along very quickly
yeah,
and harder to control. When you put those keepers in that Robert Sanchez at Chelsea to play that, I guarantee you they'll make probably the same mistakes.
yeah. And that's what I want to ask you was one was you know, uh, Maignan. I think I agree with you, but I think I'm still a little bit baffled by our hang up about his price point. Because I did not think that was anywhere close to a bad price for him. A, because he has a name, and he's like sometimes he has captained France. You know, and but also just so not only for the name, but for a keeper who could push Sanchez, unlike currently Jorgensen is unable to do. I just didn't think that was a bad price. What were we like 5 or 10 mil? I think off valuation, and we're just like, no, we're good. And that's why I didn't understand it. If our valuation was like 30 mil off, 25 even, like I could get it. But I want to say it's been a minute. I want to say if I remember correctly, we were 5 or 10 million off Milan's valuation, and we just said no, that's okay. And I just didn't understand that.
We still don't know the
Like
truth,
I just
Tony,
didn't
to be honest.
understand. Well, here's the thing too. We think everybody seems to think Penders is the truth, right? Like he's supposed to be the next big thing, and so I get that we're waiting for him, and that we want to leave space for him, but it's just like I don't know. Like if you could get Maignan for that price, just get him and like send Jorgensen on loan somewhere or something. And if our loans were maxed out, like, I don't know, like at least figure that out again when Penders comes back. Like you still have room for Jorgensen. He can be third keeper,
Yeah, yeah.
I think as far as Maignan goes, I absolutely agree with you. But I think for the price, those were some chances I could have taken because I thought that was a great price.
There,
And I
there
just
are
thought
other there are
I
other
just couldn't
factors to
believe.
consider too.
Yeah, other
And
factors.
at the
You lose
time,
Sanchez, of course, as well. You probably
yeah,
lose
and,
Sanchez.
and at the time, there wasn't anything to suggest Jorgensen would be, you could say, as bad as he's been of late.
Exactly. It wasn't the
Maybe,
right.
but I
Yeah,
know,
and remember that wasn't that after the conference win of the conference league, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So there are things to consider. Signing him, even if we were again able to get him at the price we were pushing to sign him for at the time, That's first part of it. I think he unsettles Robert Sanchez and Jorgensen.
Right.
And
Well,
the
here.
most
Mhm.
important aspect of the goalkeepers, you can say, application on the pitch that are critical to goalkeepers doing well in the Premier League. He doesn't have those except ball playing. And
Yeah,
if you
we were
remember,
just
Sanchez
we
is
were
one of
just
the
talking
main
about
reasons
that. Yeah.
why we were able to start dealing with set piece situations effectively even before a
Right.
lot of people we were able to recognize here, yeah, his high claim numbers has increased. Mayor
Yeah.
doesn't have that.
Yes, we were just talking about all that and how the ball claiming and the shot stopping stats are better for Sanchez than Maignan. My point is this: even with that, even if Jorgensen wasn't as poor at the time, we wouldn't have known as he's been. I don't think this is a hindsight thing, and the reason I say that is because I think if you were in for Maignan and you had a price and you were like, yeah, if you give us this price, we want him, we'll take him. Like we were gonna get him, and so my point is that if the club was like, yeah, we want him for this price, and they were 5 or 10 million off that. I thought it was weird that they backed out from that narrow of being a part in valuation,
I
or
wouldn't
that they
Yeah,
say, I wouldn't
couldn't
that's
say
where it
meet
doesn't
weird.
make
five
sense
mil into the
much.
middle
I
because they
wouldn't
were going
say
to pull the
weird.
trigger on him anyway.
Yeah, Tony, let me ask you, at that price, why other clubs at the time weren't pushing to sign him? Was just Chelsea. If people think that the asking price at the time was just too good, why didn't other
Exactly.
clubs
Yeah.
come for him except Chelsea?
Well, who needed him?
Even Paris Saint Germain
He's a
knew
world class
that
keeper.
Paris Saint
Everyone
Germain
knows.
at the time knew that what's his name, Donnarumma was going
Donnarumma
to
was
leave.
leaving. Yeah.
Yeah, they knew that. So I think I'm just happy we didn't pull it down for them. Honestly, I'm just
And that's
happy
That
what
we
we
I
didn't
think.
didn't.
bend
That
I
we
over.
think
didn't
there's a lot
That's
of
what?
just my
stuff
opinion.
that
But
we
go
don't
ahead.
know that we don't know that happened. Politics, things. I think there's a lot of stuff we don't really know.
And
So because it's
they were trying to fleece us because yeah, what people called it at the time was the Club World Cup tax. They
Right.
felt like we were desperate for
Right.
a new goalkeeper.
Exactly. But we could have gone back in after the Club World Cup, and a
But
lot of
where
people
we,
thought we
Tony,
would, and we
at the
didn't.
time, really, from a fan's perspective, they tell you, yeah, we needed a goalkeeper, but the manager at the time and the club knew we weren't desperate for one. They just
I
thought it
think
was
what
a
I'm.
good opportunity, and
I think what I'm looking at.
the player himself told the AC Milan hierarchy that he wants to join Chelsea and
Yeah,
Chelsea
he wanted
alone.
to
And if
come
it doesn't happen, he's going to run down his contract and leave as a free agent. So why would we pay them how much they're asking when the player has told them that yeah he wants to join us? But go ahead with what you're
because
saying.
here's why. Because from the 30,000 foot view that I'm trying to present here, in my opinion, it's that we didn't know at the time Jorgensen wasn't that bad. Okay, now it looks like it would have might have been a good move in hindsight. But even then, okay, if you look and you say my goalkeepers right now are Jorgensen and Sanchez, and you were like, I could add Maignan to those three. Does that not make my goalkeeping room stronger? But even if Jorgensen is still going to be there, that makes us stronger last season. It makes us stronger this season. Number two, like I said, we were gonna go for him anyway for a price. So if the valuation was that minuscule, that narrow of a margin off, I just thought it was weird that we wouldn't say, yeah, I'll just have a little bit more. Because even last year, even during the summer, okay, that makes our goalkeeping room better. And number three, yes, obvious. Yes, he's gonna be a free agent next year, but that's also when Penders comes. So it's like if you're and I wouldn't be saying any of this if the club hadn't gone for him and hadn't gone for him so close to AC Milan's valuation. But because the club went for him, it means they value him and they would have taken him and he wanted to come and he makes that goalkeeping room stronger. But now if they were going to wait and get him for free, okay, that's nice, but it's like now Penders is coming back, So at least like maybe for a season they could have seen how things had panned out. But I think so that's where I'm getting to is like I don't understand why we didn't do that given the situation because he strengthens most goalkeeping rooms and that's not a bad price at all. However, now that Henders is coming, I believe, and we think he's going to be good to go. Like, I guess I'd bounce this question back to you guys. Would you take Maignan on a free, or do you think that goalkeeping rooms were way too crowded
I
at that point?
would, but I think he would want to be starting if he joins.
Yeah,
If
that's
it's
another
still, yeah,
problem.
exactly. No, it's still a problem for me. Except if he agrees that the manager rotates, he's not going to be starting every game. Which he could say he would. He would say yes to that. But his thing, I don't think we need him now.
Probably not.
We didn't need
But
him
I'll
before.
tell you what, though, I think we would have been. I think we would have been a lot stronger if we'd have went ahead and got him. And I know that's hindsight, but I'm just saying.
If
I
his
think
arrival doesn't unsettle Sanchez,
right.
It would not have, it wouldn't have. I think it's better to say things because we see it from a point of view of it would have, because it never happened, but there's nothing to suggest that it wouldn't have unsettled Sanchez, because it's
we're
with
speaking in
Jurgensen as,
hindsight.
yeah, because
Yeah.
the problem is Jurgensen has really been a competitor to Sanchez. So if you get someone like Mike Mignon, who actually
Mm.
adds more pressure, you don't know if the mindset of Sanchez, because I think Sanchez does have some issue when it comes on to certain pressure. And then of course
That's the point
when
right
you,
there. That's the point
yeah,
right
because
there.
if you,
Do we think this would have been good for Sanchez
He would have
because
been
it would
gone.
have
He wouldn't have
challenged
been
him?
here,
Because we
Sanchez.
say any
Yeah.
good player with a strong mentality needs to be able to accept the fact that they can be
mm,
challenged and rise to the occasion. Or are we saying that Sanchez is mentally weak and he wouldn't be able to handle that?
What did you say, Dante?
but that's the thing though.
I said Sanchez would not be here if Magnan came. He will not stay as a second
He would
choice.
have left, right?
He
Yeah,
would have left.
which that, and that's the next thing. That's the next thing,
Hmm.
and even if it was a case where he stayed, because I remember when Maresca said that Jorgensen, they didn't, there was some a journalist that asked him if Jorgensen could become the first choice, and he said that Jorgensen would be playing more games, and I think the next game when Sanchez played, Sanchez looked very shaky, and of course when he realized that Jorgensen is not really doing better, I think he started to develop back that confidence of, okay, fine, my place is safe and it's secure. We had the same thing with Petrovic when we had Petrovic as well, and then Sanchez got injured, and then Petrovic was just number one. He never came back out even when
But
Sanchez was back.
Petrovic made a lot of primary school mistakes.
Yeah, but you can see that, at the end of the, like, because Sanchez was also making mistakes before he got injured, and it was because of a little error. That is why he ended up hitting into the
I'm
post and
sorry.
got injured.
Somebody just go. I have a very dirty mind. I'm sorry. just,
Wow,
just
wow,
go ahead. Just go
wow,
ahead. Go
Are you
ahead,
wow.
looking
Ty.
at
I'm not saying
are you
anything.
looking
Just
at the
go ahead.
penal?
Yeah, man.
Big up coaching the penal.
Yes. Yeah. Big up to
Just
you.
go
Big
ahead,
up to
and
you.
it's my friend, Jay
Yeah.
Taffy.
Big
Go
up
ahead,
to you.
Ty. Ty, you were saying
Big up.
something.
Yeah. Big up. Yeah. But yeah, I mean that's the thing. Sanchez probably wouldn't have
Who's penal?
stayed. Okay. All right. All right. Tony went there. Tony went there. Tony went
I'm
there.
sorry, I don't know who that is. If you guys could
Tony,
tell
I'm
No,
me,
gonna
no.
go
It's
no,
a
to
go
the.
ahead,
typo.
go
I
ahead.
It's a
have a
typo.
dirty mind, even
It's
though
a
it's not
typo. It's
close
a
to it.
typo.
But
It's a
yeah,
typo.
go
He
ahead.
meant panel. Yeah.
Go ahead,
He meant
Ty.
panel. He
I
meant
know.
panel. Panel. Panel.
I was trying to
But
make it better for Coach. Like,
mm, but
The
mm,
two, the two
go
remains.
ahead. I'm sorry, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have, even
yeah.
though it's not close to, but that's the sort of mind I have. It happens to all
Mm.
of us, to the best of us. You understand? Go ahead,
Yeah,
Ty.
by the way, I need to ask you, when was the last time you ate some good goat balls?
Leave me alone.
What?
Ty, speak. Leave me alone.
Yeah, anyways, well, yeah, what I'm saying is that, when it comes on to that goalkeeping area, I mean, right now, I don't think we don't need Mike Mignon now, because if the belief is that Pendes is actually doing well, and it's also the French league, and whatever the case may be, Mike Mignon is also playing in the French league. it all makes the project seem nonsensical because you have Penders, you have Selena who is at the club but he's not playing. Um, so you need to at least set some sort of precedence, or at least put a foundation, or set principles in place so that the person that you already employ know what to expect. It can't be a case where you having a goalkeepers union, or you have so many goalkeepers, but they're never going to even see the first team or even get to even touch the pitch. So I don't think we need Mike Mignon even on a free, because I mean, we're still talking about adaptability either way. Pendo's coming back, he has to adapt. Mike Mignon has to adapt. And there's no certainty that if you even if you get him on a free, it'll be worth getting him. Yes, it being on a free takes away. Well, it's not free because you have to pay him. He's not going to be working for free.
Yeah,
So
sign on fee and all that.
yeah. So
I'll,
of course that's the case.
Yeah,
I'll tell
probably
you
not
what
gonna happen.
though. I'll tell
Not
you
gonna
what
happen
though.
again.
The only other thing I wanted to say about that was back when we were looking at Maignan, and this was pre Club World Cup, during Club World Cup. You know, and this is for me, this is exactly the opposite of hindsight. If you time travel back to that time period, there is nothing really about Maresca that like there's nothing really about Maresca that I'm sorry about Sanchez. I don't know why I said Maresca. There's nothing really about Sanchez that would make you think that and what I'm trying to say is like I can't find the words, but what I'm trying to say is like he didn't really turn it on until the end of the Club World Cup. Like his performance in that final. I mean, I think we saw a couple of flashes at the end of last season,
No, I think
but
the
his
last 15 games
performance
of the
against
season, Tony,
PSG,
it was
that's when
solid
we
the
were
last 15 games
a,
of the
a
season.
little bit. But that performance against PSG, that's when we were like, hold on, are we wrong about this guy? And overall, he's had a much better season this year. But when we were looking at Maignan, not only was Jorgensen not as off it as he is now, but Sanchez wasn't near as on it consistently as he is now. So my whole point is, and I'm done with the goalkeeper thing after this, but my whole point was just like, given all of that, I don't know. I just to this day I'm just still like, if you were willing to pay for this guy for X amount, I can't remember if it was like they wanted 15 for him and Milan was asking for 20 or 25. I can't remember. But
Yeah, I
like,
think we want to pay 7 point something or so. They wanted 15,
oh, okay, all right. Well,
something
we're
like
like
that.
5 or 10 off of it. That's my whole point. It's like, it's really like 5 or 10 million is like enough of a margin to where you're just like,
Mm.
well, Sanchez isn't that great. We don't know what he's going to be like. Jorgensen, he's okay. We don't know what's going to happen to him, but it's not, he hasn't fallen off as much. There was so much unknown at that time. And we, at that point, had not even seen Penders play for Strasbourg yet, right? We had only been familiar with him from what he was doing in Belgium, and that's a completely different animal. So, all things considered, that's my whole point. All things considered, if you time travel back to those summer months, this past summer, yeah, and you look at what you're dealing with right then and there, and nothing is for sure. I'm all I'm saying is I still can't say, well, we probably should have, we probably shouldn't have. I'm just saying if we were going to pay X amount for him, given all those other factors, I find it really bizarre that 5 or 10 million was enough to just be like, no, we're good. That's all I'm saying. I just thought that was
Mm.
bizarre.
All
That's
right.
it.
I'm gonna catch up with what we have in the chat. Then we come back to the match preview exercise proper. And here, Eugene is saying, is it Juan the Barcelona? Is his second choice? Does he doesn't start that many games? Joan, I don't know how you pronounce it. Garcia looks like the best ball playing goalkeeper in the world as it stands. Even for shot stopper, Barca hit the jackpot as it looks right now. Okay. Big up to you too, J Tapia 93, and yeah, panel. Hopefully we can show up defensively this weekend. I think we will. Big up TT. Hope you are safe out there. Okay. All right. Dante, coming back to you. Let's talk about the game proper. Home game against Wolves. How different do you think it's going to be this time, and why? And when we talk about, you can say interim manager, does a new manager bounce still? Is this, will it still be a factor? Will this, the new manager bounce still be a factor?
Well, he's not really a new manager. He's in their system, so he's a
But if he
coach.
changes, then yeah.
If he changes, but he's not changing the formation. They're going to play the same. From what I've seen, so they'll keep playing the same. Hold on, one sec. Sorry, one sec, coach. Hold on.
Okay. So let's hear you, Tony. What do you think? How different do you think this the home game will be from the cup game we played against them?
Give me one
And for
second,
you, do
coach. I
you
got a
think?
lot of loud kids. Hang on one second.
Sorry, yeah, I'm back. Anyway, my
Okay.
son, it was my son
Oh,
as well.
okay. Even Tony was able. It looks like this is.
everywhere.
It looks like
They
this is
planned
the
it.
fathers
They
union.
planned it. They
Where's your
planned it.
kids
They
tonight?
planned it. They planned it. Because
Yeah, not
you know what,
Coach,
coach?
we call this the
Once
witching
I
hour.
I
Everyone's
have to
kids
go.
just lose their minds.
my gang. They're all still in Canada. Actually,
Your
the
kids are
call
all
I
away,
take,
coach. Yeah,
the
lucky
call
you.
I had to excuse myself to take was from the school. They say they
Ah,
marked them absent today, so they wanted to know if everything is all right. But
right.
go ahead, Dante.
Yeah.
So
That's so
Um,
sweet.
yeah, they won't play. They won't play different. They'll play the same. They're keeping the same. They're not
mind you,
changing.
if you're saying making that argument, mind you that the caretaker manager uh, is the current academy manager, so you don't know whether they play the same way. Do you?
Yeah. From what I've seen, the last game they played the same as well. So are they going to change it for Chelsea? I don't think they're changing it. He's not really a new manager. He's in the system. He's been there. He knows the players. Uh, they're on the same staff. They all work together. So I don't think he'll change it too much. If anything, he'll be more cautious probably than anything. But I don't see too much change, to be honest. They're looking for a manager, so I think they're just going to keep it pretty the same till they find the new manager. Usually, that's what happens when they look for a new manager. So
Okay, that's what you expect to happen, but there's no
yeah, that's what I
certainty that will
expect to
be the
happen.
case.
In my opinion, that's what's going to happen. I think so. Usually, that's what happens always when they do that. Will this guy go and change it completely? I just don't see that happening because he's not. They're looking for another manager, so they're going to keep it safe and play the same and not change systems, in my opinion. And from what I've seen, that's what they're going to do. So I expect it to be pretty much all the same, to be honest. And
In essence, you're saying no new manager bounce.
no new manager bounce. No.
All right, Tony, your
It's not a
thoughts?
new voice. They know him. Like I said, he's had training. They work in the same stuff. It's not like it's a new manager coming in with new assistants and everything. The rest are still staying there. So it's just this guy taking over interim for a little bit till they find a new manager, which could be next week or even this week. So in the next couple of days, you never know when it's going to get announced. So they're looking for a new manager already.
So,
Yeah.
so question.
Mhm.
There may not be new manager both, but what about Charity FC?
No.
Ooh, I
I
don't
don't
think
believe in
that's been
charity
an issue
FC.
on that Enzo Maresca.
I don't have that issue under Maresca. No. Before would lose games like that. I don't fear of us losing games anymore like that. Look, it can happen every now and then, but not like it happened all the time before. To be honest, we're always gonna end up playing pretty well. And look, if we're a bit unlucky, it can happen. But most of the time, it's been the worst case has been a draw. So I'm not really scared of losing under Maresca because, yeah, I'm just not. I'm very confident in, especially if it's not going well first half, then he'll usually changes it up second half. Yes, he's not a one-trick pony. He always changes it up most of the time, and yeah, he always gets a reaction out of the second half over the opposing, team's tactics most of the time. So
Mm.
I'm not really worried about that anymore on the Maresca, to be honest.
All right, Ty,
Yeah.
you want to come in?
Sorry, but
Yeah, go
sorry.
ahead.
Yeah. I want to say this because well, perhaps the charity FC aspect is probably not as common, but what I do know that, and even the cup game showed it. Wolves loves to score a lot of goals against us. It happened even last season,
Yeah,
and all of that.
Goals
So that
galore.
Yeah, because I remember when we won, I think earlier on it was what 6-2 or something like that. We scored, they scored, and then we scored, and then we kept scoring, and then of course the cup game, we know obviously what happened. We scored 3 goals, and then they started look like they're gonna come back 3-2, then four,
Yeah, they had four
and then they
shots on
scored
target and
another
they
four.
scored 3 goals.
Yeah, so that's the thing. So we have to ensure that we have our shooting boots on because they love to score against us. If they don't score against anybody else, they score against us. I don't know why.
Yeah. Tony, how about you? Want to add anything to that? Are you good?
Coach, yeah, give me 20 seconds. Sorry.
All right. So let's see. Let's get to the
Oh,
match
Wendy's gone.
preview exercise proper. Go ahead, Dante. Were you saying something?
I thought Wendy, she's still there now. She's gone, actually. She's left, yeah.
Yeah, she's gone. Yeah. Did her last act for the day by reposting the stream. That was when I said that I knew she's probably gone for the day. So let's look. I'm gonna vote. I believe 80% plus will say Chelsea will win. Let me try. It looks like this is frozen. I'm not sure why. Let's just give it a little bit of time. There you go. Let's see whether I get that. Oh, 70%.
Coach, I'm
Uh,
back. Sorry if you're.
all right, go ahead. Go ahead. I don't know. Where do you want to come in?
Oh, what were you asking me?
Well, the question was whether you think a new manager bounce would be an issue on the day.
Oh, for Wolves?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Uh, I don't think so. No. I feel like a new manager bounce works when a group of guys have the ability to perform well together and as a team and have shown flashes of that. And so
Uh-huh.
then if a manager stops getting results enough to where the ownership is like, all right, you're out, you can I feel like that's when from in my opinion anyway, what I've witnessed most is like that's typically when the new manager bounce works. Like there's already chemistry there. These guys can at least get it together enough to like play together and like, ride off of vibes, because the adrenaline's up because they got a new manager. But I haven't seen any semblance of that from Wolves since, a lot of their best players were just picked apart from them. And, I haven't seen any semblance of like real cohesion and a real strong unit in a while. So I don't know that this new manager bounce would be any more than, they might enjoy playing a little bit more or might be excited to prove themselves a little bit more. But I don't think we're going to see like a true manager bounce because there's a lot of work to be done there.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, 70% of people that participated in the poll or vote, poll still. Thinks Chelsea will beat them. 90% thinks it ends in a draw. 11% thinks Wolves will beat us at home. Their top scorer with 1 goal is Munetsi. Average rating 6.60 on FOTMOB. As João Pedro with 3 goals, 7.13. Okay. On paper, as always, we should be winning this one, no question. But football is played over 90 minutes plus added time. And let's see, what else do we have here? Insights. We have scored 13 goals in our last 5 matches. They've scored 6 goals in their last 5 matches. Chelsea have won the previous 3 matches against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Wolves haven't won a match in 6 attempts in totality, not just against Chelsea. And they haven't kept a clean sheet in 6 matches. So it looks like definitely we will score. Question is whether I would score enough to beat them. And we've been conceding, let's say, in 5 games, 1, 2, 3, 4, only 1 clean sheet. So it looks like it's a tradition now. We're going to concede. But in terms of goals concession, we conceded 2 here, 3 here, that's 5. 1 here, 6. 7 goals in total. In 5 games, that should be around 1 point something goals per game at least. Wow. But for them, 3, my world, 7, okay, 10, 12, 13. So even if they score, numbers suggest would outscore them and still beat them. But then again, football is played over 90 minutes plus added time. You never know. So injuries, we know our situation. I don't know this Emmanuel Agbadu. Matt Doherty out injured December, and Rodrigo Gomez late November. Feroz Benwa Badashile, Levi Kowa, Cole Palmer, Dario Esugo, Romeo Lavia late November. Yeah, part-time player indeed. And for their lineup, they think Sanchez starts between the sticks, I think, and definitely in my opinion. Chaloba, the two centre backs, I agree. Milo Gusso, I agree. Right back, left back, Correa, 260 Sendo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo. I think Garnacho starts this game too. Neto starts. Estevão might start. I don't know. João Pedro and Liam Delap. I don't know. Anything else you guys want to talk about this game before we get to the prediction match lineup prediction exercise?
Nope.
I think we're hearing the background sound from you, Tony. Where's that coming from? Oh, Ty, we're hearing your sound.
No, I've been muted. Trust me,
Yeah,
if I
it's
wasn't
Ty, it's
muted,
Ty,
you would have
yeah.
heard all kinds of background noise.
So, anything else about the game you want us to talk about before we move on to the lineup prediction exercise?
No, I'm all set.
No,
How about you, Dante?
nothing really too much. No, let's move on.
All right, let's go. I don't think a lot of people will miss anything. You never know, actually. We don't know, but Dante, let's say you're between the sticks. I think Sanchez keeps his place. You could say Jorgensen does need a bit time off between the sticks, and maybe to do some self-reflection. But it doesn't help his confidence anyway. I'm not sure what to say. But Sanchez, does anybody disagree?
No.
Okay. Should we do it one by one like you usually do? I don't think we're disagreeing a lot in terms of this one. I don't know.
No, I like that. Yeah, I agree with Sanchez, and I think it might, instead of just saying each of our whole lineups, we should just go maybe by position and just
All
let
right.
everybody go.
Right back. I think it's going to be Gusto.
Same.
Yeah,
What do you guys think?
Same.
Gusto this game, yep.
Same? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's okay. Left back. I mean, Hato. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I just want us to disagree for the sake of it. I don't think he starts this game. He might. You never know, because we have a stronger pairing in the central area.
No, he played all game, so he won't.
But that's the one that you could say sensible reason why you'd say he's not going to start for that reason, and I think I agree. So it's going to be Kukurea.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. Because normally I'd say, well, he just played 90, but I mean that dude can go, and I don't know, like I don't think you want to change that much and have Hato start at left back. So I'm gonna go Kukurea as well.
Yeah, two center backs. I think it's going to be like this. It's going to be on the left hand side. I think it would be Chalobah on the left. But I'll explain why I think that's going to be the case. 1L chip. Okay. Then here it's going to be Fofana. I hope this guy, if he stays fit, he's improved a lot within just a few games. I think Gusto is going to be the one in the midfield area. Will you can say operate mainly in the midfield area. Then this becomes a three at the back structure as usual, almost always. I don't know, Dante. What do you think?
Yeah, look, I would go for Acheampong to start instead of Chalobah, in my opinion.
Ooh, I think he's gonna start. I agree.
See, I was gonna say that too, but he's
you-
been
you-
reluctant. He's been
you did
reluctant to
say it.
start Acheampong for Premier League, unless he's absolutely had to, and I don't
But
know
we are at
why,
home.
but he
It makes
has
a big
been.
difference at home.
Yeah, I think he starts, but he's been. I think the pairing of Acheampong and what's his name and Chalobah, they've actually done well.
Mm-hmm.
You could say better than the other variations
And
we've
Fofana,
had in
coach.
that back line of late, right?
With Fofana
But
as well.
regardless, I think he starts Fofana either way. He's
Yeah,
been
yeah,
starting
I
him
do as
every
well.
Premier League match he can. But
Yes,
I
at
agree.
home, especially
For
at
me,
home.
I'm
Yeah,
torn between Chalobah and Acheampong, and I want to say that he's going to go with Chalobah just at first, But I don't know why he's reluctant to start Acheampong, but he has been.
So
The problem
except if
is
he's
that
not fully
Acheampong and
fit.
Fofana play the same position.
Except if it's not fully fit.
uh, uh,
So if
yeah,
it is gonna
Right.
be if it's gonna be action bunk, then it has to be like this. Then Fofana has to be central when we switch to a back three. Then this guy on this side, because traditionally he's a right back, right, Dante.
yes,
So
yes.
he's able to do that is operate effectively on the right hand side when we switch to that is when we're in a back three shape.
Yeah, but he's good with both feet, so Maresca's shown that he will play him in the center, no problem, Acheampong.
Yeah,
So
I actually, I wanted to. I know. I know we would probably want to go to the midfield next, and we're still kind of talking about the back three, but there's actually kind of a chain reaction I'm thinking of here, and that's why I kind of want to just briefly drag right winger into this, and that's because I think there's a knock on effect here. Like if Goose might be a good time to have a Champong on the right because I agree with you guys. Like he's used to the right back, so he's going to play that right center back really well. He's going to have that zone covered pretty well. He's going to be pretty comfortable in there, and he can cover the gap that Gusto leaves there when he tucks into midfield. However, the reason I'm talking about the right winger is like I think the knock on effect there, and I hate to jump the gun because we usually talk about the attacking front last, but I wonder what kind of connection what kind of effect that would have on
exactly,
whether Neto or Estevao starts. Because if Gusto is tucking into the midfield and you've got all that space and a lot of responsibility, and Gusto is much better at playing a traditional right back than he is tucking into the midfield. Estevao is great, but do you want a guy that young having all that responsibility? Or, would you rather have Neto who's going to, blaze up and down the channels like a workhorse? But like if we were starting Reece James at right back and tucking him in, I could see him feeling more comfortable with starting Estevao because you've got like that experienced captain behind you that can kind of have your back a little bit better than Gusto would. I just wanted to bring that up because it
yeah.
started to kind of I'm much like, well, okay, if Gusto tucks into midfield, what does that mean for the right wing and what does that mean for the right center back? Your guys'
Gusto and Neto
thoughts.
work very well together. Every time they've played,
Yeah,
they work very well
agreed.
together. So
Go ahead,
they will
Dante. You
And
want
play.
to add
that's
to
why I'm
that?
thinking Estevao might not start, and a lot of people are going to be pissed. But
No, he
I
won't
think
start.
it might be to protect him, because if James was back there, he might let Estevao start.
If he does start, Estevao will start in the 10. If he does start, I don't think he starts on the right wing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
Pedro will Neto will start, right? You think?
Yes, 100. I'm pretty certain
Mhm.
Neto will start this game.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
he
Sorry, I
was
didn't mean to
rested.
jump the gun, but I'm just seeing like a knock on effect there because like I could see if he starts Gusto, I don't know that he starts Estevao. You know what I mean? And
And Gusto,
especially if
when he
he's
plays
tucking
with
in the midfield.
Neto on that side, Gusto does also play centrally, but he also overlaps because Neto likes to come in all the time. So he does
Right.
overlap.
But you make a great point. If he starts Gusto and tucks into midfield, I think Neto will start right wing, but Estevao could totally start at the 10 for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And Eugene is saying he's not trusting Wesley Fofana yet. I mean, I think this is the longest he stayed fit after recovering from
He's been
an
solid the
injury.
last 2 games he's played. He's been solid. He's been very good, actually.
Yeah,
So
and yeah, so maybe he's overcome the injury that you say that's plagued him in a while for a while right now. Honestly, all right, 266 Enzo, right? I think we can agree. I don't know whether he decides to play even Andrea Santos. That like the three of them because yeah, that game is just right before the international. That's
he's
the
not
last
playing
game
for us. No,
before the international break. So he might decide to play the three of them. I
I
don't
don't
know.
think so. You want one on the bench. There's no one on the bench otherwise.
You want one on the bench, definitely, right?
Yeah, otherwise there's no one on the bench.
Have we seen that combo before in any game?
No, I don't think we did. No.
Okay, there you go. We were here now. The front three.
Just
Let's see.
sorry, coach. Before we move on, just with the defense, the only thing that with the defense, don't be surprised if you might see Tosin starting this game somehow, because they do have a physical number 9, tall, big guy that likes to get balls in the air. Strand Larson up front. All their nines, they're big and physical, strong aerially. So I wonder if Maresca, they score a lot of their goals from crosses, set pieces, because of their big guys up front. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised maybe. But that's why I said Acheampong over Chalobah, because he is much taller than Chalobah and he actually goes for them in the air quite well. He's not as strong, but he
Is
does.
he? Would you say he's good aerially? Is that you just said that?
He's not bad aerially. Yes, he can get out muscled because he's not strong enough, but he does jump very high and he's got a great leap. Yeah, so he's much taller than not much taller, but he's taller than Chalobah. So that's why I said Acheampong there. But just the way they play, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what he does. Because normally in these games, he would play Tosin in these games. When there's an opposition striker, like a 9, the other team has a 9, like Forest had, like Wolves we played. Tosin's usually that guy to mark their big number 9. Although we did see Acheampong, remember last time, who was it that he marked? That big guy from, was it, we saw Acheampong when he started a few games ago. He was, which was surprising. He marked their number 9, the biggest guy, if you remember.
Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
Mateta.
Yes. So
he did good. Mateta
he did
tried
very
to
well
bully
against
him.
Mateta,
He
aerially
was
and
stronger.
1-on-1. Yeah.
I think the
way
key is very
Chalobah's
confident.
making mistakes, I would play Acheampong over. Yeah, that's why I said Acheampong instead of Chalobah.
Chalobah is just more experienced. I think Acheampong. I hate
That
to
doesn't
say
matter
it.
when your head's not in the right place. Unfortunately, it doesn't matter when you make schoolboy mistakes.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter how old and experienced you are, and he's done that the last couple of times he's played Chalobah. So I would play Acheampong because of that. Just give him a break a bit, maybe whatever. I mean, Maresca will see a training, obviously, how good they are, but he's been horrible at Chalobah the last couple of games he's played. He's been very bad. He's the most experienced defender there, basically, and he's been bad, very bad, in my opinion. He hasn't done very well at all. Much worse than Tosin. People are saying on Tosin, he's been much worse than Tosin, Chalobah. And that's nothing against, just he hasn't been very good at all the last couple of games. He's made silly mistakes.
Yeah, so let's talk about the 10 here. Do you see a situation where Maresca, let's just, before we talk about the 10, Maresca starting both Delap and, what's his name? Delap and João Pedro. That's like, probably, if you ask me, you could say putting the whole eggs in a single basket.
Look,
Because it
Delap
doesn't
has
look like
to start,
Maresca
really.
looks like he doesn't trust Guy that much right now.
No, not from the start, no. And I wouldn't either from the start.
You
Off the
have
bench, no
never
problem.
at any time believed he'd make it at Chelsea.
No, that's not true.
I remember our
just
conversations quite well, really.
Yeah, look, I had a lot of the way he plays the game. He's not going to make it the way he plays the game. Not
Especially
starting.
under Maresca. I agree. We're not disagreeing here.
Yeah. That's the only thing I
Listen,
said. Yes.
You could say he doesn't have much to offer in terms of how I believe Enzo Maresca wants his number 9 to operate. You have to be a lot more than just wait for the ball in the box.
Yeah, or
I
press.
get you could argue the pressing aspect.
That's the only one. Yeah.
Yeah, one of the main reasons why Maresca likes him. And also he was
younger,
unlucky
so-
that when Jackson got injured, he got injured too, because could have gotten, you can say, the opportunity to play a lot more, or maybe, and in turn learn how the manager wants him to apply himself to suit his preferred approach to football.
Yes.
But it didn't happen for him at the time.
And that's when George
Did you say he got lucky?
So yeah, he would have played a lot.
You saw it? You say?
Did you say he got lucky? That
Unlucky.
with Jackson?
He was unlucky. Go away, Ty.
No, but that would have yeah, his development, obviously he would have played a lot more games, correct?
And
Because George
maybe
wasn't used as a striker then.
learn to apply himself on the pitch like the manager wants, but he doesn't look like he's that. You could say he doesn't offer too much of on the ball when
Yeah,
it's
he
not
doesn't.
Surprised.
when it's not putting the ball in the back of the net.
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised.
Go
Yeah,
ahead,
look,
Ty.
and he
What did you
doesn't
say?
shoot enough. He doesn't shoot enough. He technical. He's pretty technical, but the problem is once he
I haven't seen it.
learns, he needs to learn
I
to
was
balance his
expecting him
game.
to be a lot more than just to be able to do a lot more than put the ball in the back of the net. But it looks like he doesn't
Mm.
have it. I don't think it differs that much from Amaro Dion.
No, no, no. Big difference, coach. Big difference.
In what aspect?
He shoots at will, and in the air attacks every ball in
So he
Meridian. No,
shoots instinctively, right?
correct.
Doesn't
Where that doesn't.
okay? Amaro Dion case. The argument at the time was that he spams the box with a lot of shots, like shoots every time he gets.
Well, that's your striker. You got to shoot, but if you don't shoot at
But
all, yeah,
sometimes when you can, in certain situations, you should just try to find your teammate. Jackson had that issue too.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, look, it's let's not forget he's young. He's a very young kid. He's still developing. His body's
Amaro
still
Dion, right?
growing.
Both are.
Yeah, so there is that as well. But you, he did trust him to start in that game. The problem is he goes 100 miles an hour from the start, and within 10, 15 minutes he's finished. And then when the ball comes to him, when he needs to shoot or do something, he's got no energy. He's got nothing. He just doesn't do nothing with it. So,
Okay,
and
the
that,
question I want to ask you, given
yeah,
what you just
Three
said,
are raw.
the fact that you could say you could say exhausts his energy under 15 minutes.
correct. Too much.
Is
Yeah,
it
way too
down
much.
to the manager's demands of him, or is that how he plays him as a player?
That's who he is, from what I've seen, even at youth level and Barcelona. He was the same. Yeah, he likes to run and press, and that's his strong suit. He's got that, but you got to balance that correctly, because if you just do that constant, and that's why he's been so effective a lot as a substitute coming on those late situations,
Hmm.
because that's very helpful in a situation at the end when you're up and your forwards pressing and bothering them. That's perfect, but to actually start a game and to do that from the start, and yeah, it doesn't work because when he did start, he had 3 or 4 chances where he got the ball. He was supposed to shoot instinctively. He couldn't, and he lost the ball every time. And if the camera went straight to him, and if you look at him, he looks like he needs a puffer from asthma. That's how much he was breathing. S- So
And I
yeah,
don't know whether it's down to the fact that you could say he was match rusty. I think since
no,
in the games he's played, there are certain situations that I expected him to do better.
it's just he hasn't controlled it yet, coach.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah, yeah,
fine
yeah.
balance to control your body, your breathing, your how hard you go, because it really
Mm.
affects you when you have to shoot and hold off a defender, especially because you're not going to push you easily, even if they don't look stronger than you. But if they're 28-year-olds, 20 even stronger than you, just simple as that, because you don't have that muscle mass, that
Mhm.
strength at that age. So uh, he just needs to learn. I'm surprised that he hasn't done it yet. The coaches know it might be onto him. That's why he hasn't played that much. Let's not forget. Maresca said he didn't play when he came back for the first few weeks because he wasn't training well. He wasn't doing the right things in training. He didn't play when
Yeah,
he came back
it's.
from
I
when he
would
got
have loved him to
released
There's,
elaborate,
on
but
loan.
yeah, let's take it
Now
back. Go
that could
ahead.
have
there's
something to
something forgetting. There's something I think
but he just hasn't.
that isn't really remembered. And there's two things. He's
Yeah.
from Barcelona, and
Mm,
Barcelona. There's three things about Barcelona. They either shoot and they don't do anything else. They don't press much. All they try to do is to try to do some tricks and all that, and run
yeah.
and run and run and run. So that's one thing. And the next thing is that he's also very young, as you guys have said, and he's very raw, and he's trying to prove himself. So of course he's gonna be trying to over impress. If I don't even think that's a word, but he's so as you
It's.
said,
I
he'll
mean,
be running.
it's under. It's a word.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah,
but
it's you used to. It doesn't matter if they exist or not. You got the point across.
yeah,
And
yeah,
hey guys,
but
I'm
he's
sorry because I cut out. Who can you just tell me who we're talking about real quick? I missed it. The player you guys are referring to.
Mark Guy.
Well, who is
We're
it?
talking
yeah.
about coach.
Mark Guy.
He gets winded and starts
Right.
huffing and puffing. Do you
Go
ever
Yeah, he
ahead,
do
puffs
you
and
Ty.
puffs and blows. But what I'm saying is that in terms of that, he's very raw, and that is one of the things. And of course you can't rush him back in the team. But one of the things, at least at Sunderland, what Sunderland would have been able to offer him is the fact that the way that Sunderland like to play, if you're gonna play up top, you need to be able to drop deep as well and try to support. It's not just pressing, but it's also pressing, but also being a part of the build-up. So if he was at Sunderland, I think he'd have probably been able to get that level of training, or get that level of support in terms of doing what needs to be done. So and as you said, coach, one of the most unfortunate thing is that Maresca didn't give away too much as to what he meant by he wasn't training well. Was he not training well because he was having issues with his breathing? It was very vague. There wasn't really much to say that is he being stubborn, and that's fine, but he's raw. He's what, 19 years old or something like that. So of
I think
course,
he's 20 already. I don't know.
well,
Is he
we
19? At
signed.
most 20, but he's still young.
Yeah. I don't think he's past 20. Definitely hasn't passed 20, because I think,
No.
no, he's 20. He's 20 because he's I'm not going to finish that sentence. I'm not going to finish that sentence. But
Yeah.
yeah, he's young, but I think he has a lot of potential, and that's all we can talk about.
He's actually still 19. So in January he
Oh,
turns 20.
okay. So that means that so he was born in 2006 then. Okay. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens with him, because right now it doesn't look like there's a really much of a plan for him long term, and that's easy to say no, because he's not playing. But there's also a possibility that he gets more time, because Delap is still trying to recover, and Delap is kind of similar to him in terms of um pressing and running and doing a lot of running, and that's how Delap even got himself injured, by running down a unnecessary ball that was going out of play. So it's not it's about training, and hopefully the coaches are working on him on that part, because if you want to succeed on the Maresca system, you have to drop deep. That is what Job Pedro does, but when he drops deep, it's like he no longer exists in the game.
But I enjoy him better when he drops this, really. Big up to you too, IB. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. Sell Lavia as soon as possible. It's not gonna happen. Who's gonna buy him? Yeah, and I don't think would like to sell him
I
at a
will. I would
huge.
buy him.
I don't think could sell him at a huge L. Tony, big up to you. Your thoughts, Mark Gee. Do you see him starting before we even continue with the lineup? Getting it. I don't. He just right now it's looking like it was a mistake to have recalled him in the first place. I think we did that out of desperation, really.
Well, this this goes back to like, do I think that do I think that he starts? No, because he hasn't started a Premier League match yet. I but the Okay, I'll get to Delap in a minute, but this is the issue for me. Okay, like if he's this goes back to the match, and I think you probably saw me losing my mind in the comments in our chat group. But like this goes back to the match against Karabag. Okay, if you know, if you are confident that Delap has 45 minutes in him, like. Even if you see something in training, even if you think he's not ready, every single time that I have seen Giyu play, um, he has offered vastly more in not in general, in the striker position then Tyreek George. I'm over that experiment. I don't want to see it anymore. Okay. If he's trying to convert him to that, he is miles off it. Yeah. Like I don't if Giyu is there, like I have seen far more for him in the striker position than I have from Tyreek George. And another thing is
Goals and
with
assists,
Delap,
Tony.
like
Goals and assists.
what's that?
Goals and assists.
What's that?
Goals and
Goals and
assists.
What
assists
about it?
from who?
You cut out.
So goals
Goals
and assists from
and
From
Tyreek
who?
George.
assists.
Like you cut out the before.
Yeah, Tyreek George is a
What
striker.
about
He's
it?
actually scored goals and assisted where Mark Gee hasn't.
And yeah, mhm.
As a striker.
Yes.
Well, like
Yeah.
okay, so he pops up and he might do that, but like he's not bullying anyone off the ball. He's not doing almost any off the ball. I don't even know where he is when he plays striker until he pops up and maybe scores a random goal or something. So maybe he has more than Marguillo, but as far as like, you know, duties of a striker, I don't see him performing those. And I'd also be interested that now that you make that point, I'd be interested to see his goals and assists as a striker. And I need to go back and look at the opposition we were playing and like whether we were already up in those games or not. Because when you bring him in against Karabag and it's very competitive and very physical, things like that. Like I say, every time I see him starting up there, like if he comes on later, sure, he might pop up and add to a 3-goal lead we have, maybe. But like, I don't see him bodying anyone. I don't see him getting about it and being a menace. I don't see him boxing anyone out. I don't see him opening up lanes or channels. He looks adrift and he looks anonymous in there. I think Karabag was a great example of what I've seen from him far more often than not. When Giyu's in there, he might start to get winded a little bit, but he can bully people, he can back people up. He creates a lot of space, and I think this is going to be wildly unpopular. I'm not some Mark EU fanboy. Do I think he's ready to lead line force? No, but I am certainly what all this potential that Liam Delap has. I'm ready for it. I know he was injured for a while, then he got a red card. Now he needs to get up to fitness again. Like I need to start seeing something from him really soon because in terms of a striker and just being a menace, like I have seen that trait, like a true number 9. I have seen it affect our gameplay to better effect more often with Giyu than I have with Delap when he has played. So I'm certainly not going to say Giyu is better, but I'm saying I'm just saying like I hope Delap starts because I need to start seeing something from him. I don't know if anybody else disagrees with that. It's
He
just
has
my
to start, of
opinion.
course.
It's just my opinion. I need to see more from
I
Delap.
don't like your opinion.
I feel like there's been a lot of hype for him from our fan base, and I know he did all right for Ipswich, but I don't. The only reason I'm still giving him grace is because he was injured for so long. But yeah, I need to see some sort of productivity from him
Mm,
tomorrow.
mm.
Yeah,
I,
and this goes back to what Coach said, like about recalling Giyu. Was that a mistake? I don't know. Was it because George is not doing that much up there at all, and Delap was injured for a long time? I mean, who else would we have? And João Pedro's not really doing it up there,
and
So it's like, who else would we have?
yeah.
Yeah, it's
Here's
not
the
a mistake.
question.
It's not a mistake.
Here's the question I asked after that game. Uh, the lab came on, had 45 minutes, came on when the opposition, you could argue, weren't as energetic as they were from the start of the game and didn't do anything. Yeah. So the lab wasn't
Right,
100%
right.
fit. He wasn't. So the manager, you could say,
Hmm.
had to use Josh there. Because had the lab been 100% fit, I don't see a world
Hmm.
where Josh starts that game because the lab didn't start the previous game. So it was just situation, really. And
Yeah, but
yeah,
my question is like,
but you say that's your opinion, right?
coach. Hindsight, no hindsight. Okay, let's time travel back. It is the night before. It is the night before Karabag. Okay, if you are picking that, and I don't think we did this in our picks, because you and me and Dante, we all had our picks, and nobody had Tyreek George a striker on our bingo card, right? So it's
I
like,
said he might be, but I doubt it. Yeah,
okay, but coach,
you doubt it.
would you have picked if you were talking
No,
about starting Delap, but if you're the manager, coach, and you know that Delap has 45 minutes in him, and you're gonna not start him, do you
Okay,
start Tyreek George over Mark Guiu? Do you make that same call?
it depends what I see on the training ground, and we don't know.
exactly. Yeah,
And
training.
remember,
training.
I had to say it that way because that was your line the other day.
Stop
What?
using my language.
No, that was Tony's line the other day.
Yeah,
Yeah, when
no,
we
I
had the
know,
debate
but
who should start over who and whom, and he that was his exact words that he doesn't see
I'm
them on the
sorry.
training
I
field.
just I get that, but also there's just one problem with that, and that is Tyreek George is not a striker.
I was
Yeah, but
listen.
Tony,
Let me say
the
this,
last couple of times George started before that, he assisted and scored.
and
Where
and,
Mark Gee did
and let me
absolutely
let
nothing.
me
And
yeah.
you know where he does? You know what he does? He drifts out to the left where he naturally, and that's exactly what he did against Karabakh. He drifted over to
And
the edges
But
so
maybe
many
that's what he
times.
wanted. Yeah, that's what they wanted, to play through the middle, to go through the middle
here's
more.
the Tony. Let me
Yeah,
say something. As long as Tariq George is 100% fit, he will almost always start over Mark Gee. Why? Enzo
yes,
Maresca uses a fluid approach. You don't
correct.
stay in the box and wait for the ball. Sometimes you drift to the flanks, sometimes you drop deep. That's
Of
how he likes
course,
his number 9 to operate. Gui
but he's
has the
not physical.
Yeah, it doesn't matter
And he
really.
doesn't need to be though.
It doesn't need to be. That's my opinion. Let me just say that. And by the way, I disagree with your own opinion. And thank you for that disclaimer right there. My point is, as long as we play with a fluid approach, Josh will almost always be preferred over Mark Gui. Gui doesn't have it in terms of dropping deep, participating in the play, drifting to the flanks, but he's more of a poacher.
He'll just stay up there in the middle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's more of a poacher
Okay,
than the sort of number 9 that
when do you use
Maresca.
Delap then? When do you use Delap then?
The lap has all those things.
Has
yes,
all
he
The,
what?
does.
I know the lap because of the way he applies himself in the aggression people see from him. People usually don't look beyond how aggressive he can be on the pitch to actually realize he's actually a highly technical player, a good dribbler, can drop deep, participate in the play, can create
He
for
goes
his
wide as well. Yeah,
teammates. But
yeah.
because of how the average fans see footballers, for instance, I'm not saying bring back Mason Mount. Mason Mount actually is technically gifted,
God, I hope
irrespective
not.
of what you think about him. But because of the way the managers used him, people don't look beyond his industry to realize, yeah, there's more to his game. So my point is,
Well, mhm.
the lap has a lot. He can drop deep. He can create for his teammates. He can dribble very well. He can finish with power. He can finish with just placement rather than power. But Marky isn't that guy. He's like the
Okay
fourth
then. So
choice.
if you
He's like the fourth choice goal. You can say striker right now. That he
if
starts is just because the manager just have to rotate.
if you need a fluid striker, then do you start Tyreek George over João Pedro
No, João Pedro has
at
those
that page
things.
at that
He
position?
has everything that he has everything that in terms of you can say dropping deep, participating in the play, beating his man and all that comfortably. He has those things. But if he's fully fit and the manager feels like you could say that Judge will not be able to get the job done for us, he starts again. But some of you can say, let's be clear here. Mark Gee was recalled just to make up the numbers, so we don't run into a situation where we don't have a single individual on the bench that can operate as a number 9, irrespective of whether in a
Just
traditional
in
manner
case.
or hybrid manner. Yeah, and also the pressing also is something that Maresca values.
Right. But my thing is, obviously Giyu is the closest like for like we have for Delap
I
and
mean,
João
in
Pedro and
terms of
Tyreek.
build, an
Not
aggression.
really.
In terms of a traditional 9,
Yeah,
is the
exactly. And
closest
why
thing
am I
we
even
have to a
agreeing with you?
traditional
But
line
just go
that
ahead.
we have to Delap. But if you want to go fluid, yeah, then Tyreek George and Jao Pedro are more in that vein, yeah, more of a false 9. So which one do you start over them? Because if you're saying I'm gonna rotate and
It's you know
hang
who's
on,
going to
if you
play
hold on
striker
though,
when
if hold on, if you're
training.
saying I'm gonna rotate and that's why I'm using George, he still played Jao Pedro in the 10, so he could have played him up top if he wanted to. My point is like you know, I I don't know. I just my thing is like I don't see like we have Jao Pedro and we have Liam Delap because and we have I guess Marquis, but like those are two different profiles. There's a traditional 9, and I know I'm making it really basic here, but
Yeah,
I'm
but
just reducing
sometimes,
it to
irrespective of how they
simplest
differ,
terms
if
for
you
the
have to
sake of
make
the
a change,
conversation.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Sometimes we want a traditional 9, and sometimes we want a more fluid kind of false 9 player, yeah. And
Mhm.
so my thing is just like if you look at all these guys, you know, is there really a world where if you want the more fluid false 9, you're going to put George there before you put Jao Pedro there? And if you
No,
are
I
worried
said
about
no.
rotation, you're not going to have Jao Pedro
But
in at the 10.
if I
You're
have
going
to
to you know.
rotate, I don't want to burn out Jao Pedro or whoever I prefer to
If those
start in
players are
games.
injured, yeah,
Yeah, you
exactly.
just have to bring on the other player.
But he played him in the 10, so Pedro didn't need to be rotated. If anything, that position requires more work than
In
the
all
false 9
honesty,
does.
in a fluid approach, it doesn't really matter. In a true
Yeah.
fluid approach, it doesn't really matter who starts central. It's just like playing Kai Havertz at the time under Thomas Tuchel. His starting position is usually the 10 area,
Mhm.
sometimes 9.
Mhm.
But we know
It
he doesn't operate as a number 9. It's a fluid approach. It's a matter of, okay,
mhm.
this guy is in this position. Okay, let me occupy the empty position. Or this guy is
And
here. It's just
And
rotate.
to a
It just
certain extent,
doesn't
I
matter.
agree with you. To a certain extent, I agree with you because, yes, that's the modern game, especially for us. And the way we play the front is so ridiculously fluid. I agree. However, for me, when Tyreek George starts as a left winger, which has been a hot minute, I see far more from him, and he is far more engaged
Did you know that yesterday
than he does
somebody actually
when
said,
his responsibility
yeah,
is the false 9. So it's
somebody
very fluid,
responded to,
but for
yeah.
some reason when he's a false 9 for vast amounts of the match he goes anonymous, but when we start him as a winger, he's actually a threat. And to be honest with you,
You're going to get the
there's
ball
been a
more
lot
as
of
a
times
winger.
where I've seen him more as a threat as a left winger than I have from either Gittins or Garnacho,
Listen,
and there have been
I
certain
prefer
games I would have
George.
probably started him there over them.
Yeah, let me say this. I think probably we agree in that aspect. I just hope we don't, maybe. I prefer him on the flanks because he's good at beating his man and putting the ball in
Yes.
inside the box. All right, that's by the way. My point is this. Listen, I actually yesterday what I wanted to say, so to speak, was it yesterday or 2 days ago? Somebody on that Vince's one of the you could say not report Vince's opinion. Somebody said, "Oh, Vince saw that and quoted it." Somebody said that Tariq Judge is better off as a number 9, and I said clearly, what drives that opinion is probably because he scored goals only when he's deployed. He was in games there. In games he was deployed as a number 9. On the flanks, he none, zilch. Even though he's actually on occasions put some you can say good
Seriously.
on, on
What happened?
occasions he's put some dangerous balls into the into the
He's getting
box.
tired, Tony. It's past his
Oh
bedtime.
no.
But
Oh,
Yeah.
coach.
but
Coach.
yeah, we didn't make the most out of it, and in some occasions he was
We're
selfish.
we're about into that's what she
Even though
said territory. You
even
know that,
though
right?
he had teammates who were better positioned that had he squared the balls to, that had he squared the balls to them, we would have scored in those games, but that's by the way. Let me catch up what
Guys,
we
I
have in the chat.
apologize.
We haven't
You know
actually
what this
completed the lineup. Go ahead.
no, you know what this reminds me of? This is probably like way too American for a lot of you, but there's this old Eddie Murphy comedy special, and he's talking about there's like a commentator whose name is Dick Buttkiss, and then like back in the 80s, and then like and he was like talking about Magic Johnson because his last name was Johnson, and then he was just like, "Have you ever listened to this commentary? If you just
Yeah.
listen to them commentate for an NBA game, you might hear things like,
Yeah.
notice the penetration on that, Dick.'" Like,
But I
and
think
that's
those
what.
commentators they
Oh
know
my god,
exactly what they're doing. In all honesty,
what's that?
those NBA and football
Oh
commentators they
yeah,
know exactly what they're doing. The
oh
way they
yeah.
use those languages, yeah. So random.
I think you do too, Coach.
Sorry.
I think you do too, Coach.
No, I
He
just
does.
have a very dirty mouth,
Talking about
and
throwing
I
All right, you're
really
going
do.
to
balls
watch
in the
tomorrow,
box.
Coach.
Like,
I
Let's
come
really do want to go to heaven, and that's especially if Dante is on the panel here.
on.
He's gonna drag me to that H negative place, unfortunately
I
for me.
do.
But I'll be very vigilant.
I am
Yeah.
down under,
Oh
so
man.
Yeah. So random goes. Again, I think this was in
Oh
reference to what Dante said. And Mackendum is in the house. Real
no.
Gems, nice to see you, by the way. And Mackendum, nice to see you. Big up to you too, brother. And Sandy is here. Sandy says Guy gets winded because he
winded.
presses nonstop. Winded, is that what was how you pronounce that?
Yes, winded. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Which means
Yeah.
tire out.
Yeah, he can't
Out of
breathe.
breath, huffing and
Yeah,
puffing.
Okay, out of breath.
He's
Okay,
gassed.
I don't remember. I don't think I've ever used that word. I just learned something
He-
new here.
he-
I'm not gonna lie. Delap is still young.
All
They all
right.
are. Guy is more ready and physical
No.
than who? Wow, that's some comment. A confirmation bias.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far.
What topic are you referencing? I don't know. Let's see. Eugene says Karabag was a perfect game for Judge. Need to be sold for over 20 million next summer. Versatility raises a value. Yep, that's common knowledge. I agree. In modern football, and probably I think he wants to leave, and I don't think the club have forgotten that. So once the opportunity comes again, they're gonna let him go.
What do you guys think they mean by perfect game for George?
The approach. I
Like
think
it was the
No, I think
perfect
it's a bad
tactical
opposition.
call.
I think he's trying to say
the opposition. Go ahead, Dante. Elaborate. Let's hear you.
Oh,
I think his opposition. He's trying to say opposition wasn't good enough, and he should have shown that he can do it. That's what he's trying to say, in my opinion.
But I think he can do it.
Okay,
But
yeah.
it has to be a very fluid approach.
He
where
didn't
can
know. Like
just-
he didn't.
yeah.
I think it was a great opportunity. I mean, I wouldn't have put him there, but if he's going to be there, sure, go ahead, kid. It's a great opportunity, but he didn't really do anything with it.
Nope,
I
he
mean,
didn't.
usually I don't like to go by just eye test alone. In most cases, if I'm serious about finding out how well a player did, I look at the numbers too to
You go to
complement
the
what
spider
eye
graphs.
test on. All right, Dante, let's get this done. Number 10, left wing, right wing, and number 9. I think we mentioned I was the one that asked the question about Mark Guy, and yeah, we took it and ran with it. All right, let's hear you.
I think. Well,
Palmer in the 10.
yeah, I think. Oh, go ahead. What?
He
It would be
says
nice to have
Palmer
Palmer
in
in
the
the
10.
10, yeah.
Yeah, we will.
I missed that. Sorry.
He says
Oh
put
my
Palmer
God.
in the 10.
That's another thing too. Coach was talking about how well Pedro Neto and Malagusto play together. Can we talk about how well João Pedro and Cole Palmer play together? Like that's another reason I really need
You
Palmer
could
to get
argue,
back.
yeah. You could argue
I-
the Cole Palmer's
I
absence
mean,
is a
he
reason.
the main
unlocks João
striker.
Pedro. Like,
He will be the starting striker. He will be João Pedro.
In this game.
No, I'm talking about when Palmer comes back.
no, when Palmer
Most
gets
games.
back, you think?
No, I think that's Pedro's position, the striking position. Delap he'll get game time. He has to prove that he is. But I think it will be Palmer and João
Right.
Pedro as starting striker.
Well, a lot of the fan base are saying, a lot of them are saying that João Pedro does way better in the 10. What do you think about that, Dante?
You get a lot more from him.
You can get a lot more from him, but you got to have the right player around him. That's the problem. He hasn't had the
More
right player.
importantly, it's important
Right.
to note that. More importantly, you gotta have the right players around him, and you could argue the absence of Cole Palmer highlights how important he will be to how well João Pedro would do as a Chelsea player, at least for now.
We've
If that changes
basically
in
had
the
no
future, we'll
striker,
find
and
out.
João Pedro is the guy. Everybody's eyes is on João Pedro. When Palmer's there, everybody's eyes on Palmer. He gets that freedom to run channels more, be more creative.
That
Drop deep.
reduces the
Correct.
burden of creativity.
The load, yeah. The load, coach.
Yeah,
it
the load,
reduces
yeah.
the load.
So yeah, he'll be the starting striker. I'm pretty confident that Maresca will put him as the starting striker, and Palmer will be that 10. I know people are saying no, but I need to see evidence that it won't happen. That's all I saw that did happen in the Club World Cup, and it was
Again,
very
even you
successful.
mentioning Palmer in the 10 for me highlights again. I think he has a free role in the team.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
He can drop left.
Well,
he can drop
and
right.
then he and Estevao are so similar in the positions they take up. Can you imagine when Palmer gets back, if he starts in the 10 and Estevao's on the right wing? You know, and like I said, it's very fluid. We just say that because that's how we traditionally view, you know, a team sheet. Yeah, but like it's going to be so fluid. You'll just have Palmer and Estevao going seamlessly back and forth between on the right wing, the 10. I mean, you could put
Triangle will
Neto on the
flow.
left
Triangle.
maybe, and then you could put Neto on the left maybe, and you could have João Pedro up top and a false 9. Like that sounds terrifying to me.
Oh my word, Gwenda is
Especially
still
against
coming.
low blocks. Yeah,
Gwenda,
but against low blocks, that'll be very effective.
Yeah.
Teams that sit
Yeah.
deep. I think I still prefer
Who's
Pedro
Quenda?
Neto when we play.
Gwenda is still
Yeah.
coming.
Who's Quenda?
Yeah, Quinda.
The fish seller.
Giovanni.
He knows. The fish seller.
Quenda,
What?
yes.
Giovanni Quenda. Am I pronouncing it wrong?
Yeah. Giovanni,
good.
yeah.
The one that's at Sporting. Oh,
Yeah.
listen,
Yeah,
man, we have too many players,
yeah.
man. We have too many players. I
is
forgot,
magic,
man.
right, Ty?
Yes, but we have too many young players. I forgot he was even signed for Chelsea.
I thought you were joking.
No, I forgot his name. There's so many
Giovanni
players.
Quenda, yeah. He's actually I think he was
He's not joking about the
3
young
months
players.
ago.
Like we have a lot.
He was a top creator in Europe. Yeah. I think I remember.
Dario Zugo and Giovanni Quenda. We signed them both from Sporting. Yeah.
It's perfect for him to come in a team. There won't be that much pressure on him, which is good. Actually, very good.
Quenda
when he comes in, there's not going to be all eyes on him pressure. You know, to be really
goodness.
good. There is players there already, so it's actually good for him.
Can you imagine Estevão on one side and Giovanni Quenda on the left? Oh my Lord.
goodness! Even Gittins on the left. Gittins is an excellent dribbler.
Gittins will still be there. Yeah.
He'll still be there. Yeah.
Oh.
Even Garnacho.
Oh my.
Yeah, Garnacho will still be because he's
yes.
different. He's different.
Yes, man. Oh wow, competition. Oh, I've dreamed for days like this.
Here's the sad part of the whole thing. One of them will push to leave.
And it will be
most
the
likely
one and
Garnacho.
only. Yep. I hope so.
It'll be the one that
Hope it
doesn't
is.
do well enough. That's not good enough. That's the one. That's simple as that.
No, I
Competition.
think, yeah, my goodness. Eugene thinks JP is clearly better at number 9. Nah, I think the most natural number 9 we have currently is Delap. That's my opinion. But you're entitled to yours, Eugene, you know, as my assistant to you. I think Delap is more of a number 9 than
he is
than
more
João
number 9.
Pedro.
Yeah. He is. Doesn't mean he's better, but he's a more number 9.
Yeah, exactly. He's more of a number 9 than him. I'm not saying, even you could argue better at fulfilling the number 9 role. Here's something. I'm going to say this. Maybe it's just me. I'm not saying João Pedro is a big player, or he's a bad player, so to speak, but I think his hold-up play, for me, some question mark. I need to pay attention more. He gets muscled off the ball easily.
That's not his game, though, coach.
hold up play, right? So I'm correct, really.
Yeah, it's not his game hold up play. Not up in the not against not up as a striker. No.
Yeah, because he loses once again. Once he has somebody behind him, he hardly ever gets away with the ball. Loses it.
Yeah,
I'm not saying
he
he's a bad
likes
player.
to run the channels and make runs like you
Mhm.
saw like Club World Cup, and that's why Palmer is very important because Palmer's heads up always looking, always seeing. Some of our other wingers it's not how they play, so it's you got to be at a top level like Palmer technically with your head up to be able to see those runs every time because otherwise there's no time and you pass it wide or back or lose the ball. So Palmer does that at such a high level, and João Pedro knows that, so that's why they work so well together.
All right, let's fill up the lineup. 10. Who do you think Delap and João Pedro start? The both will start together? I don't think. I think it will be one of them. I don't know. That's my
Yeah,
opinion, but let's hear you.
I think they'll both start because it's last game before 2 weeks, so I think because of that they'll probably start both.
You know if that happens here, I don't think we'd see Estevão. And for me,
No, I
that
don't think we're seeing Estevao. Estevao's not starting this game for me. I don't think he is. Not after
but
90
since
No,
minutes.
probably not.
that's the last game before the international break, you were not saving him for any other game.
Yeah, but not after a hard 90 minutes. We
Right.
played a full
He'll
game.
come on as a super sub like normal.
Exactly, yes.
And a
But he
lot of
played
and a
90
lot of
minutes away.
a
Why are
lot of
you two
Chelsea
agreeing?
a lot of Chelsea accounts will bitch about it, right? Because they're ready for him to start because they can't think past,
Yeah,
the current 90 minutes. But if you look at the big
exactly.
picture, I mean, Dante's right, like he just played 90 minutes. Is he young and good and could go again? Yeah, but why? If you have a fully rested Neto
Why
and
run
you
him to
can
the
and you
gutter?
and you can bring him on later on when Neto's starting to get a little gas because he goes so hard and then Stevao's ready to give a good 20 minutes, why not?
All right,
Exactly.
so
Even
let's
30
go.
minutes
JP
doesn't
here,
matter.
right? How did I save his name? Did I do Pedro? Ooh, I can't spell. Okay, Pedro. So the lap, right?
I think,
Yeah, I
yeah,
think so.
he has to play. I
Man,
mean, yeah,
I
he's
think
got some minutes under
we're
his belt.
actually a few returnees away from a few players returning from injury to being one of the strongest squad in the Premier League.
Of course we are. And that's
Honestly,
the that's the thing that sorry, man, our ridiculous fan base, so many of them forget. Like they just complain about. I mean, it's like, and honestly, that's the thing that a lot of opposition fans forget too. They look at the current 90 minutes or the current match. I mean, it's not just the injuries; it's the injuries we have to key players in key positions, right? Like we are already completely without Colwill, and he was he was really the. I mean, he was the. He really launched our attacks from the back. With his really great passing from the back. You know what
I
I mean?
will
Like he.
never forget that delicious assist against PSG.
Oh yeah. Delicious. But like,
My goodness. And
yeah,
it was just, he put it into space.
yeah.
And again, kudos, credit to Palmer himself. I think you could argue it's the chemistry between the two of them. He just made the run, and Colwell knew where to put the ball for him. It was just perfect, and down to preparations for the game too, because we knew that they played as if they knew the spaces were going to be there, and that right hand channel we used that quite a lot. Hardly ever went through the left hand side. Wow. All right. And Sandy is saying 1% chance Estevao starts. Okay. So the lap here, Pedro here on the left, Garnacho starts. I think he starts because he
Yeah,
didn't
it'll
he
be
didn't start
Garnacho.
the Champions League game, and he came on and scored a fine goal.
Yeah, you have to start him. I mean,
Yeah,
for that
I
reason.
think
Plus,
he's
probably the winger in form at the moment as well. So he's on
he's
that.
proven a lot of people wrong with his performances. And I can't believe
Yeah,
I
still
was
not
at
good
one
enough. Though.
point. I was at one point part of the campaign saying no to Garnacho because of the so-called attitude issue, which I was like, and then I had to take a step back and ask myself the question: what in the freaking what am I doing here?
It's not enough. He scores a goal a game. He has to score a hat trick every game. It's not enough.
Before some start, yeah, agreeing that he's a good player. Mob mentality, in my opinion. Honestly,
Look, he's got plenty to improve. But yeah, did you see the article that came out? He had a day off yesterday, but he instead of his day off, he went to Cobham and trained.
and Maresca pays attention to those things.
And he stayed at Cobham overnight and then did training in the morning again and then joined up with the team.
And Maresca will love him.
This was Garnacho?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Maresca
that's
will love
commitment
that.
for you. That's
The
commitment.
same,
and
the
one
same, the
better.
same Garnacho that people said have an attitude problem.
That's
Yeah.
the thing, though. It's just
But-
like, again,
Oh
like
my
it's just more proof that
He was United,
You know,
not the players. It wasn't him.
that's it. That's what I'm trying to say.
It
Yep.
was
Look at
you could say,
McTominay. Look at
mhm.
McTominay.
Yeah, name them.
There's heaps of them.
There's
but yeah.
Anthony.
Rashford.
Yeah, the Englishman. Yeah, go ahead. Ronaldo also.
Okay, Ronaldo's a different kettle of fish.
No, but he had an
Ronaldo
issue too
said
with
some-
them. And
In
there's
fact,
also
I would say
that-
the only one that hasn't had a big remontada would be maybe Jadon Sancho. Like
he
Jadon
has an
Sancho, by
issue
the way?
too. Yeah.
he's not lighting it up. But if
Where's
you look
Jadon
at
Sancho?
if you look at the
He's an
sample
Aston
size,
Villa. Can you believe that? And hardly
He's at
plays.
Aston Villa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
After rejecting Chelsea.
yeah,
And probably
I
I'm
thought-
quite
I
sure
thought-
there's
I
no
thought
way
he
in
resigned.
the world they're paying him and
No.
you say the same amount we promised him at the time.
no.
I thought he retired.
Go ahead.
No, but I'm just saying, if you look at the sample size, you guys are right. Like every one of these guys that United was like, well, they're the problem. You know, it's like they've gone on somewhere else, except for maybe one. They've gone on somewhere else and they've thrived. And I'm not saying that Garnacho is thriving, okay?
Not yet.
But
Yeah.
he's young, and I think the ceiling is high.
How
And
old
I
is
am
he?
and I am
27?
seeing improvement before my eyes. And I would say if this trajectory continues, we will see thriving. Not too much in the far distant future. You know, I think
I
we'll start
think
to see
we're
him
gonna
thrive in
look
the near
back and say
future.
we're happy we signed him. I think we will because
Well, look, he's a player that he realized he's done well the last couple of games. He scored, and he wants to hold that position. He wants to cement that position now to make it hard for Maresca to drop him. He wants that.
Yeah.
He smelt. He
I
wants
bet
it. and
Enzo
that's why he's
Fernandez
doing
will
the
be giving
extra-
him a lot of tips.
He's doing
Be
the extra work
patient.
now. He's putting that extra commitment in,
Mhm.
and that's only going to help him.
Be giving him a lot of tips. Say like, be patient, keep working. Don't worry. He
Mhm.
knows. He sees you. And you could say he's almost you can say proven that he should be starting on that left hand side. I'm not saying Gittins is bad. I like Gittins. They're not the same profile. There's some
Right.
stuff that Gittins has that what's his name Garnacho doesn't have. Garnacho is more direct.
Yeah. One's
For
a dribbler, one's
starters.
direct.
Yeah. So, but I'm glad we have both. Getting the aspect of his game I'm looking forward to improving is to have a balance of goals and assists. But from what I've seen, what I know about him, more goals than assists will come from him. But as he matures, that changes. As he matures, he becomes more of a team player. Garnacho, even at his age, looks to assist almost always. Doesn't try to shoot all the time. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I want to go back to this lineup real quick. So you guys are saying you think João Pedro is going to start in the 10.
I'm hesitant because
Yeah,
he
I
didn't
do.
play. He's well rested. I think
He
he
did
starts.
play.
And we're talking about Wolves, his old team.
He did play.
No, Neto,
He pla-
Neto, not.
No, I'm
coaches.
talking about João Pedro.
Oh, not Neto. He might. I don't know.
And the reason I say that is because we
He
say,
wants his strongest
"Oh,
guys out
Neto's
there, Tony,
rested,"
especially a home
and
game.
we could say Neto's rested, okay, and like I don't know, but then you look at the 10 and it's just I guess you could start Delap and put him in at the 10, but I don't know. Like I just feel like he played almost just as much as Estevao. So which one do you make the case for they need to rest? Because is João Pedro ready to start at the 10?
Honestly, no, he might not start. I don't know.
Because
Yeah,
that's a
Winger's going to
hard
run
one
a
for
lot more
me.
than.
Yeah, but
That's the thing.
Bans. I'm not gonna call him Banfordinho anymore.
Yes, sir.
Bams.
So
Bans.
let me light up the place. I know you guys
Bam Bam.
are making the
Oh,
room
Bam
too
Bam.
quiet and too, straight. But I'm also going to, light up the place
Go ahead,
in
Bans.
terms
Light
of
it up.
Light it
yes.
up, but don't burn us.
I
Don't burn
Yeah,
us.
don't
I had
burn us. Yeah.
I had I had someone saying my boy is not playing tomorrow. The devil is a liar. You feel me? Like there is no way Estevao should start from the bench with the aim that he was playing for us during the Champions League game, and he's not, entitled or qualified to play for uh, tomorrow's game. I think that shouldn't happen. The reason why I'm making the case for Estevao is when you watch our game against Wolves, I think that was last week or last 2 weeks. I stand to be corrected. When he was playing in that game, you guys should go watch the clip and see what happened. When he was in the game, we were very comfortable with.
Bans. You know, the case isn't that we don't know how good he is.
Yeah. I know
Okay,
you guys.
go ahead.
You guys know he's very good, but I guess my
We're
bro Tony,
protecting him.
Yeah.
is so obsessed with Pedro Neto, and for that reason he
Hold
doesn't
on,
want.
hold on. I actually have a Estevao shirt on the way. Okay, I'll have you
Yeah.
know. That's my guy.
so so honestly, playing Wolves last week and going into this game, people might think that it might be an easy run for Chelsea. And we have
No,
to
it
be
won't be.
honest here. We've been
I think
struggling a
you've had
lot.
2 games to learn that the hard way. That
Yeah,
football is played over
What
90
happened? Look
minutes
what
most
happened to
of the time.
Newcastle.
yeah, it's going
What
to be
happened
a
to Newcastle?
difficult game. Why? Because they are struggling to leave the relegation zone. It's not the kind of resource or position they want. Over the years, we know how Wolves have been so outstanding, but this time around, they are sinking, and obviously, they would like to prove a point that they don't belong to the relegation zone. Secondly, they've sacked their coach. They are coming into this game probably with an interim coach or a substantive,
Their
um,
academy coach, I heard.
yeah. So it's going to be another 10. The academy coach would like to prove to the owners that hey, this is my time, this is the job for me. So he's also coming in with full force. Probably they will just come to Stamford Bridge. A draw for them is a win for them. That is what we should all know. And if they play that kind of game, we are in trouble tomorrow because you see how sometimes when the opposition is packed at the back and we are struggling to like penetrate and they get us on the break, it's always very difficult. The transition is so much difficulty for our football club, and we tend to lose those games. Our game against Sunderland was a typical example when they caught us on the break in the last minute, and they utilized the opportunity that they got. So tomorrow's game, we have to go in as the world champion with the mentality as the world champions. We don't want any slip because the more we slip, the more it will be so difficult for us to at least get the title. I still have.
Here's what I want us to do.
Mhm.
I want us to go into the game with the mindset that we're playing a very difficult side.
Mm.
That's just my opinion. I get your point. I don't think going into the game with the mindset that we're world champions alone will be good. We have to go into that game with the mindset that we're playing a very difficult side that can beat us. We have to be at our best to get a result, irrespective of how badly they've been playing.
So
You remember the last time we talked about this? Because we have young players, it's easy for them you could say, look at the current form of the team we're up against and say, yeah, 3 points for us already, aka Charity FC. That is the outcome of that mindset. It's Charity FC.
But Coachella, that when
You
you
get my
go,
point now.
yeah, I
Treat
get it.
them
But
as if they can beat us.
I
You're going
I
to the
also
game with
want
the
them to.
mindset, put in the work needed, and win it. Don't
I
just go into
also
the
want them
game with
to
the mindset
go.
that we're world champions.
I also want them to go with the approach that although we don't respect you, but we are very cautious because, like, if you look at the game against Sunderland, I believe and I'm very sure we gave them a lot of respect. That is why we lost that game. If we had gone in and at least think about them coming from the championship not too long ago, and you also think about player by player, obviously we are ahead of them. They might have, won that game, but we were. I don't know. I think we gave them a lot of room to breathe, and we just showed them so much of respect. That is the only thing that separates us from some of these teams that are doing so good. There are certain games they try to win, no matter what the situation is, and these are some of the games that can help you to get the title. If you want to get close to the title, I don't care how much you beat the top six teams. If you are able to get at least a lot of let's say 12 games, out of 12 games you are able to win 8. I'm talking about the top 6, and you are able to at least draw, which is very very impossible, and at least you are able to draw 2 and lose 2, you should be okay. It will boil down to you winning some of the other games. Some of these games are not that difficult. Against Wolves, it shouldn't be a difficult game. But let's also not forget that these guys are coming in like a wounded lions, and they would like to like prove a point tomorrow. So tomorrow's game, no matter what, regardless, we don't have to show them too much of respect. We need to go out there, get the job done. 3 points, then we are moving. Because if you slip, some of these teams, we have a lot of them coming up. That was, oh, come on. Wolves was able to go to Stamford Bridge to get at least a point. Because even tomorrow, if we tie that game, it's a loss to our team. We need to get the 3 points with 3 maximum goals. And if you look at the points right now, everything is just close by. So the one game, or if you win one game, you are up there, with the hope that Liverpool and Man City can tie, because they are also going to play one of the rivalry, games. So if they are able to tie, and Tottenham against Man U, I also want them to tie. That means we have so much of opportunity to get back to the top 4, because the more you lose set games, it will encourage the other teams to come over, and the likes of Burnley and all those, you know, bottom teams will come to Stamford Bridge and give us that, problem. So tomorrow, with all said and done, I don't want to hear that, oh, these guys are better than us, or it's going to be a difficult game. Tomorrow game should be something that we should approach it with the winning mentality, to make sure that the 3 points is ours. And by doing so, you don't have to keep your best on the bench for too long. I know a lot of people are of the opinion that the rotational system in Chelsea is the best. But to me, I think it has its own disadvantages. Why am I saying this? Because if you have a team and there are so many rotational, Coachella, if you are a player and you train from Monday to Friday, and the team sheet comes out and you are not going to start, you don't know how the psychological, effect that goes around. It is so
Ah,
difficult, because you feel like you have to start, but your coach says that, hey, these are my first 11. So you ask yourself, am I that good? A lot of things can happen if there are a lot of rotation. It's good though that at least a winning side like Chelsea, or a big club like Chelsea, all the players should know their level. They have to be frank to themselves that someone is even better than them. Although you are there as a player, but you are all not going to be as good as maybe Palmer, or as good as whoever we have in our team. Sometimes there should be should I say, the first 11 as I talked last week, and our big bro Bobby and I think the whole crew will disagree with me. That is okay, but I still think that if you have
No,
a
we
team,
we doubled up on you. Three midfielders.
if
Bobby wasn't Bobby. The words he used that was like okay,
listen,
but I'm just
so
happy you're the sort of
yeah,
person that doesn't take anything personal. But
no,
go
no, no,
ahead.
no. We are all here to have fun. So what I'm saying is in a team when there are a lot of rotational within the squad, we also don't assess the psychological effect that they can have on these players. Sometimes they will be disappointed. And for the fact that Garnacho didn't start in the Champions League doesn't shouldn't guarantee him a starting time tomorrow. I don't want us to
So the
um
goal should then, right?
say that again.
The
But what
goal
about
should
form?
then, right?
Yeah,
The
His
what
goals.
should
performance
what?
Form.
overall
Yeah,
should.
Yeah,
right.
form is part of it.
Yeah.
Also, though, you have to think, you know, is there a reason he doesn't start people because he wants to save them for that match,
Why are
because of
you
his form.
starting this again, Tony?
What? Starting what again?
Because
Why are you
I
starting
had
to tell him the importance of the rotation? You want to do it again?
uh,
No, it's
like
yeah, no, it's
He
it's
wants trouble.
form, but I'm
He wants
saying like
but
trouble. He
why
wants trouble.
because I heard you guys talking, and I think Tony felt like Delap should start ahead of who George. You understand?
win.
So
Yeah.
I think
Ah,
I was listening to you guys when I was
sure.
driving. I couldn't come into the show because I was driving, but I think you guys were making an argument why Delap should start ahead of George or whatever. I think I heard something like that, but I stand to be corrected. But if
No,
that
you're
was the
correct.
argument, yeah, if
No,
that was the
well, I was just saying that I
hmm
think any of those, for me, any of those guys should start ahead of George. But
why?
I think Delap, if he's available, every
Mm-hmm.
single time should start a starter ahead of George.
Aha, so at least you are trying to come on my side in a way. Partially, you feel like Delap is a real striker. He deserves to start ahead of George. That is okay. That is how the team should be. For the fact that we have
But
so much of talent within the squad doesn't mean somebody should always
Well,
it should be rotational. That rotational thing, it bothers me a lot because I feel like we could have been up there, but it's dragging us down. I have to be honest. And maybe as I'm making the argument, people will not see it right now, but in the future, you guys or some of the community will understand why I'm saying that the rotational system might be good in a very short term plan or something like that. But if you look
well,
at a
I might
broader
not be
this
the
thing,
best guy to refer to there because I think I'm the only one on the panel that doesn't think Tyreek
yeah,
George is a
you are
striker.
very
But
but you are
Garnacho and
neutral
Gittins are
though.
definitely both left wingers.
Yeah, so I feel like they have to look into that. Maresca should look into that situation. It bothers me a lot. He
Time
has
Like
by
this
I'm
talent.
time.
okay with
It takes time.
rotating based on form and based on fatigue
But
and based on if you just ran your tail off a lot of a
mm,
match
yeah.
and 3 days later you have to fly back from Azerbaijan and then like
But
start
they
in a
were
Premier
all
League
there in
match. Yeah,
Azerbaijan.
I think in that I think it just depends. I think in that case though, it's safe to say, hey, I think Garnacho is going to start. I
Come
think
on,
that's the point
Tony.
we're making.
They were in Azerbaijan on Wednesday or something. By Thursday they should have been back. Sleep enough, just go back to training, do your recovery,
A
set
Ben, I
lot
your
of
want you to be
turnaround
my
after all
boss.
get
that, and
ready.
you gave
Get
all that, and you
Vance,
got a draw out of it. Like that's
listen,
mentally draining
I
too,
the
do
though.
not want
African
you to be
players,
my
the African
boss.
hold on, let me say something. Players in Africa, especially in the low level leagues or something like that, you should go see how they suffer. They don't have something like a flight. Some of them have to drive like 20 hours. The moment they get to their destination, 3 hours time, they have to go play a game. So if you're a football player, especially you are in a professional zone, everything is smooth for you. I don't want to hear you cry about maybe flying to Azerbaijan. That is your work. That is why you need to have a very good lifestyle. This is something I was, talking about all the time. If the oldies are talking about the game right now, they will feel sad because some of them had to do the hard way. You understand? Even back in the days, the English game used to still be active even when it's time for winter. But now they brought in something like winter break or whatever. That is not usual. If you have watched the Premier League for a very long time, you could understand what I'm saying. Back in the days during Christmas time, they can play like 4 matches within 1 week. And they were
Yeah,
surviving.
Bam.
You
But
understand?
you're
So if
missing
you're
a
a
big
Hey
football
point.
Bams,
player,
I don't think anyone here is trying to say these guys are as
Bams.
hard as the Africans. Like
Bam
that's
Bam, you're
another
missing a
thing
big
too,
point.
man.
Bams,
Like
no,
man.
but
Bams.
I keep hearing in the
I think
community.
Africans are the hardest workhorses in
Let me tell you
football.
something. In the
You
community,
know,
I
I
keep
think these
hearing.
other guys are
Hold on.
softer.
In the community, I keep hearing people saying that it's because there should be a
The number of
precautionary
games.
measures. They will get injury when
Yes,
they overwork. It will cause a lot of injury and all those kind of things. Then
it
you
will.
can't
It
be a
will.
footballer. Honestly, then you
Maybe
can't
you
be a soccer
Bam,
player because
listen.
soccer is a very
You need to
difficult
look
game.
how many kilometers those players ran in those games
Yeah.
25, 30 years ago, and look at how much they run in today's games.
Yes. Yes.
Big
And
difference, my
yes,
friend. Very
recovery
big
is
difference.
different because medicine and technology is advanced,
Lifestyle
but
is different too.
it
Lifestyle.
doesn't take anything away from
Lifestyle
how
too.
far they
Yeah.
ran or how far they're flying. And one other thing, okay? Again, context here. We don't have everyone available. So if you have the ability to rotate guys
Tony is
who
going there.
are
Yeah, but go
available,
ahead.
hold on. If you have the ability to rotate guys who are available, do you want to just keep cooking someone and then get them injured when you have other injuries? Like we're still waiting for other people to get back. So if in a sense, rotation, maybe not always, but right now is real important because we still have guys who are trying to get fit or even just get back in. So maybe I don't know. I just think personally, my philosophy, I kind of agree with the rotation right now because if you have a couple more that drop again, like it's a crisis again because we already have some people out injured. I mean, we're missing our best center back for the entire season. Our best player is still out. Our backup for our best midfielder is out. So it's like if you have the ability to say, oh, well, maybe I can slot this guy in there, or oh, this guy just played 70, 80 minutes and the other guy, he's good to start at the
Oh
weekend.
God.
Maybe that's what you want to do so that you don't risk another injury and just add to your injury woes. I
Yeah,
think
there are
later on when
factors.
most of your
It's
people are
occupational
fit,
hazard.
Breathe.
Injury
like
is
Breathe.
part of
Breathe.
the game. To be honest
Then
with
it,
you
you.
it
manage to
is
ruin all of
it
them
is
and
part
end
of the
up
game,
finishing
but like
12th.
it still doesn't change the fact that those guys aren't available. So
No, but
if
what
someone
I'm trying to
else
say, Tony,
But
what I'm trying to say
hold
is
on, hold on,
overworking.
Bans. Let Tony drop. Hold on.
Uh-huh. Okay, go ahead, Tony.
no, 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 yeah, sorry, I'm almost
Bams,
done.
man.
I'm just
Bams.
saying like it doesn't change the fact that those guys aren't available. So if you have more players drop on top of what you already have, you're right back into a crisis again. But if, thank God, you have the luxury of saying like, oh well, in this position, right? Like I can actually move this guy over here slightly and he can deputize there, or actually have a like for like replacement for this guy at this position right now, then take advantage of that right now because the last thing you want is more injuries. Like, and then when everybody's back, yeah. And, or at least most of them, and you have a fully fit squad because it can happen. And yeah, injury is part of the game. But I mean, when you're not riddled with injuries and people are actually coming back, or you don't have guys like Lavia that come on for 30 minutes and then go out for 3 months again, whatever it is, then
So
you can say, then I think you don't need to rotate as much and you can just do your typical, oh, well, we'll use this team for our cup games and this is most of our nailed on team for the Premier League because
Tony,
everybody's available. And if
I get
somebody
I
goes
get your
down
point.
because that's part of the game, we actually have adequate substitutes for them now because everybody's healthy. But right
I
now,
get I get
I
I
think
get
you
your
need to
point,
play it
Tony.
careful. Yeah.
Tony, I get your point. But what I'm also trying to say, this is my opinion. But every I think every week we talk about this, so maybe it's about time we will just make today the last, argument about the rotation. What I'm trying to
Yeah,
say is,
right. As long
regardless,
as Sean Tony are on the panel, yeah.
regardless of the rotation, I have to be honest with you, we're still going to have injury because injury is part of the game. We
Can I
cannot
ask you
rule
this,
out.
Bams? Can I ask
You
you this,
know
Bams?
what is that?
Regardless of injuries, you say
Hmm.
we're still gonna have rotation,
Regard,
so to speak. We're still gonna have injuries, right?
yes, yeah,
Do
coach.
you agree that with rotation we'll have less injuries?
In terms
That's
of
it.
what? That's what I want to know.
No, you said regardless of rotation that would
Uh-huh.
have injuries, right?
Yes, we're going to have injury. It's part of the game.
Do you agree that with rotation would have less injuries?
That
That's
will
it.
be that will be another instance, but that doesn't guarantee
You just don't
lesser.
want to agree with me, do you?
No,
Coachy,
he doesn't.
I
But
said,
Bam, let me just add this.
Coachy, listen.
As the
I
Okay,
said
season
but
goes,
regardless.
the
let's hear
rotation will
Dante,
be
then you
less.
can round
Let's
up
get
for us. Let's hear
Dante in here.
Dante.
The rotation will be less as the season goes on. More important games, you're going in more deeper in competition.
Actually, Dante, or you will start noticing it, but because by that time,
Yeah.
irrespective of who comes on, we'll still be all right.
Yeah, but it's just most seasons are like that. Players are going to get better, stronger as the season goes on, and they will be able to play more back-to-back games. That's just how it's always been, and it always will be that way. And there's proof there you can check. That happens every season. So as the season goes on, they will be doing more back-to-back. The ones that don't get injured, that is, that are not injured. They will be playing a lot more games. You're going to see Estevao probably play 2-3 games in a row, maybe even 4 games in a row, 5, and then not. So it will change. But early on in the season like this, especially when there's context when you're traveling, 5,000 miles away to Karabag, and they're not really that strong team, well, you have to do those rotations while you can, especially now. So it's always
Yeah,
been
that's a
like
great
that. And
point.
And guys, I just want to ask you this question: do you think that if we had been more consistent with the squad, we would have been at this position? Because I feel like where we are now, we could have gotten a lot in terms of the
Maybe
points that we
had
have.
we done that, maybe Romeo Lavia, maybe he could have gotten injured since 2013. Yeah, and maybe we'll have a lot more players out. So we just don't know. But in all honesty,
we
I'd
don't know.
say I'm glad we were able to rotate and still get
Yeah.
results.
But like our performance have been on and off. Like we have so much of inconsistency that
Which is why whenever the manager makes that many changes, he still keep the big guns on the bench. But go ahead, what you were saying, bro.
yeah. So honestly, I feel like the rotational is hurting us in a way. That's my opinion. You understand? That's the opinion
It's
I
just,
feel
yeah,
right
there's
now.
a
I
lot of
think the
sports science
rotational.
these days, Pam. There's a lot of sports science that goes into these days. Players have GPSs on their
Mm-hmm.
back at training. They
Mm-hmm.
follow
Mm-hmm.
them. They know exactly how many kilometers they run,
Yep.
how much they can run because they do all that testing, a lot of it in preseason. So it's all very well managed. When they hit a certain kilometers, those players cannot play the next game because that's just, it goes into the red
You'll be
zone.
pushing it.
It goes
Yeah.
into
So
the red zone. It goes the injury probability goes up 50-60% when they go into a red zone. So there's a lot of stuff people don't
Yeah.
see behind the scenes that happen
Kochi,
like
and
sports science.
let's
And
you
these
say
are these aren't boys from Kumasi or Yaba
Exactly.
Lagos
This is
or
not
they're
African League
different.
or Australian
Kochi.
League.
So
No.
just imagine the rotational, right? And somebody will not get enough game time. Let's say 3 minutes. There will be international break, and when we come back, we are going to definitely play. I think Barcelona along the line.
So the
How
players that don't play, they do all that running, catching up in training. They still run the same amount of kilometers. They do it in training. They just don't do it on the field.
All right.
You
training is
don't
good
see it.
for training is good for
Well,
your
I want to
your
say this
preparation
too
towards the
because
game.
I
Can
want to
you
say
guys just
this
give me
too.
1 second? Give me 1 second, please.
Yeah,
Let's welcome Cole
Bobby.
Palmer is good. That's a Real Madrid fan, but he likes Cole Palmer. But thank you for appreciating him. And Andrew Sabini here says hello from London, a season ticket holder here, enjoying listening in. Keep
Big
up
up,
the good
Andrew.
I
work.
did
Thank
it
you so much. I
first.
appreciate you, fellow Chelsea fan. Here, your opinion
I did it
matters.
first, coach. I did
Welcome
it
to the
first.
community. All we ask of you is to keep it civil and express yourself. Once again, Sandy here says rotation now will benefit Chelsea late in the season, in my opinion. I see it that way too.
Hmm.
And rotation, you could argue, is the main reason why you could say Lavia stayed fit longer than usual. Honestly, even Rich James. Rotation doesn't always guarantee protection. That's another way to see it. Man City picked from a core of 14 players relentlessly when they won the Premier League and UEFA Champions League. 14
Yeah,
players.
and they were damn lucky none of those
The
guys went
14
down.
players in question, there was never a time they were all on the same pitch.
And they're lucky none of the others went down.
Exactly.
They
And
picked
only
from them
11
because they
plays.
had to.
So there's still
But
rotation.
their best
But
players were
Kochi,
available.
man, especially like Man City, as you are saying, there was no time Rodri was on the bench when they won the Champions League and they won the league. There was no match that there was a call
And you can have players like that, and we do have players like that. We have
like there
Caicedo,
was a call from the team that was
but not every
always
player is the
flowing.
same, Banfandino.
Say that again,
Okay,
Tony.
Banfo.
Not
Let's
every
see. There
player
was.
is the same.
Go ahead,
We have a
Dante.
player
Go
that
ahead.
can do that. Caicedo can do that, but they don't have the same bodies, same
And when
engines. They
Rodri
don't
got injured, how
do the
long did they
same.
stay outside? Did they stay out?
Yeah, I know Kochi will be like it was because they overuse Rodri.
What do you
That
think happened? Do you think he was in
But it's true.
or
Spain,
at home eating dinner and it
Spain, Man
happened?
City. No man, he was overused. Spain, he played
He
for
was
Spain as well,
overused.
and yeah, Spain. Look at that man. What
well,
did he
you
win the
can
Ballon d'Or?
you can say that, but I can also cite some players who were overused, but they were still fit to go.
Name one.
Sometimes, eh?
Name one. We did that to
We overused
N'Golo
Caicedo.
Kante. We did that to what's a Croatian
This guy, the
Kovacic.
one,
Mateo
that went to
Kovacic.
Man City. Kovacic.
Kovacic.
We did to that
Kovacic.
Kovacic.
team.
Yeah.
Thomas Tuchel did that. Did that to what's the English international now
And
at
I think you are
Manchester
going to
United?
mention Arsenal's skipper Odegaard. You'll be like, because they overuse him, that's why he's having.
Goalkeeper? I'm not concerned about goalkeepers.
No, I'm talking about Odegaard
Goalkeepers,
or
Mason
whatever.
Mount.
any goalkeeper that gets
Martin
injured
Odegaard, you could
is
argue to
weak.
something because he plays week in, week out for them.
Oh.
But listen, Bamford, you know exactly what
Age
you're
is
doing, but
important as well.
we're
The
having
age of the
fun
player.
here. And it's
Very
okay.
important.
But I want to
Shabam.
weigh in on something here
Mrs.
real quick though.
Shabam.
Just real quick,
Shabam.
real quick. I want to weigh in on something because he mentioned, if we had not rotated as heavily, uh, that maybe we'd have more points. Maybe we'd be higher right now. And I'm just want to say, like, I don't know what else we could have done given our situation. Like, I mean,
No, go all the way.
what are the 9, 10, or 11 guys that you would have played no matter what and not rotated them between all the Champions League and all
Not
the
our
cup
side. Yeah,
games
we're
and
not
all
ready
the
for that yet. No. Yeah.
what's that?
Yeah, we don't have those players yet to do that
Yeah,
like
we
that.
don't, but I'm just saying, like, I think we did well given our situation and given the availability with all of the injuries. It's just like if we
Very
hadn't
well.
rotated as much, he says maybe we'd be higher up. I
And
just
we're
think he
No,
actually
did
just say
pretty
so that
well
funny.
with what he
Go
had.
ahead. Sorry,
Now I
apologies. Go
say
ahead.
that real quick. The last point.
Go
I
ahead.
say that with this last match at Karabag in mind. There were two picks there, and I think you guys have probably know who those two are when it comes to me, but there's two that I did not agree with and I thought
yeah.
was wrong. And I thought we didn't need to rotate that heavily. And I think personally, I thought
There we
it's what
go.
should have been done before the match started. And, now I thought that way before the match started. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I think if we would have actually not started George up top. And I think if we had not started Hato in at center back, I think that, and that's not hindsight. I know people are going to say that, oh, well, it's obvious, because Hato made all those mistakes. No, I would have never started him there. And as soon as I saw him starting there, I started to comment about it on the thread. I'm like, why is this happening? But apart from that, I didn't really understand the last match as much in those two places. And I think those two places hurt us. However, apart from that most recent game, I am struggling, for me personally, to think of a match in recent history where he didn't pick a really great 11 or do what he had to do given the circumstances. So the answer to your question is I don't know that we could have rotated less, and therefore I don't know that we could be any higher in the table than we are right now, apart from just maybe a mentality thing. Like, I might agree with you, Bams, when we say, hey, maybe we respected Sunderland too much. I can get on board with that. I can totally get on board with that. But the personnel, like, I think he's done the best with what he's had,
You're not
personally.
respecting Sunderland when you're attacking with 6 players every possession. That's not respecting them. So no, I don't think we respected them, to be honest. They just were
Yeah,
good on certain
yeah,
occasions.
They're
That's it.
a very
you might
well
be right.
drilled side.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
oh, they were the most defensively resolute team I think I've seen us go against yet, to be honest with you.
Let's see how they're slugging it out with Arsenal tomorrow, right?
yeah, I think so. They are. Yeah.
Okay. So anybody has again on the panel has any question you want us to answer so we can call it a day?
Just the last thing with Andrew Sabini saying that Man City play though, yeah, but those players were all in their primes, 28-year-olds,
Yep.
30-year-olds, 26.
And
We're
they
all
don't
in their
get
primes. We
injured
don't have that
easily,
at the
right?
moment. Yeah, we're not there at the moment. We do have a couple that can do that. Enzo Fernandez, Caicedo now coming up in age, those eight starting 24, 25. We have a couple of
Yeah,
players that can, well, we don't have that group of
that was
10
a
players
hell of a
that can do
14
that yet.
players available. If that's all you're left with, like, that's pretty lucky. If you're going to be that riddled with injuries, yeah, well, those 14 players were a hell of a team.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they got lucky with
and for
injuries.
instance, you could say the the chopping and changes we're seeing in the back line is down to the players we have out. You understand? So which has made things more difficult for the manager. So anybody else has any other questions before? Any other question before we call it a day? Anybody? I think it's been an excellent discussion. And Andrew Sabini, what did you say, Ty? Okay.
What
No,
what
I
what is the
I just
expectation for the game?
I've asked this question. I think if the caretaker manager, if he sees the game differently, irrespective of whether Dante did argue that it's your system and he's been there for a while. If he sees the game differently and changes the way they play, then we might see to a certain measure new manager bounce, because changing approach, a total change in approach means whatever you could say we've trained for will not be what's the language I'm looking for, might not work. We might have to adjust our approach in game to adapt. So that's usually what, in most cases, you can say there are a few things that define new manager bounce. Players wanting to impress the new man in charge, changing approach. So you're dealing with players that have changed their mentality, irrespective of maybe their biggest their issue went on until a certain time degenerated into a confidence issue. But once a new manager comes in, that changes. And plus a change in approach, those two factors, even the fans, the mindset of the fans change. It depends on who you hire. So those factors, they get a lot more support from the fans. Players wanna impress the new manager, and you've been preparing, given what you know about the newly hired manager, so that you'd have to adapt in game. And in most cases, before if you're not good, before you make adjustment to adapt, it's over. But I trust Maresca. irrespective,
Just
whatever
two
they
more quick.
do, he'll be able to adapt. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, two more quick things. One is I just keep thinking we talk about, obviously rotation, but we talk about injury. I'm sure hopefully people are still thinking about this, but what we haven't mentioned is like the ridiculous number of red cards we've gotten too. That's taken a lot of players out of contention for important matches that would have been available and probably would have started as well. So just wanted to add
Yeah,
that.
that
So it's a
also again a
combination of
factor to
injuries.
remember. Yeah.
It's a combination of injuries and like just like a biblical level of red cards is just really stupid. And then the other thing I wanted to say is, real quick, one more thing about the starting 11 I was thinking about is I think it all depends on. I think Delap could cause kind of a chain reaction. I think if he's with some of the front, I think if he starts Delap, I just wanted to add this. I think if he starts Delap, I think João Pedro plays the 10. I think if he starts João Pedro and doesn't start Delap for whatever reason, I think Estevao plays the 10. I think Neto's on the right regardless. That's the only thing I think that's going to affect that 10 spot. It's whether or not Delap
And Ty,
starts.
my overall point, uh, it's gonna be, it's not gonna be as easy as a lot of people believe it will be. Even so, now that they've changed the manager. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I understand Dante's point anyway. But I don't want to agree with him, so I'll find a way to tweak it. Yeah, Dante, anything else you want to say before we call it a day?
No, pretty good. Actually, one question just for everyone. So, if you're gonna your best 11, who starts? Who's the right winger in everyone's best 11? Is Estevao or Neto?
Oh, why did you have to ask that? Oh, God, Dante.
Okay, let
Oh.
me give my
I
starting
don't like
11
you,
tomorrow.
man.
Let me give my starting 11 tomorrow then.
Now, at the moment, now I'm talking about.
Okay, my starting 11 tomorrow, I will pick Sanchez.
No, not tomorrow.
The
Not
right hand
tomorrow.
side.
Oh,
Who's your best? Who's your best
Your
right
best,
winger
your
in this
top
Chelsea squad
11.
at the moment?
Well, I think Neto has more experience, but Estevao is more talented. So you can just figure it out. And
No,
Neto
you.
is
No, you
struggling
haven't
right
answered.
now.
What are you doing? You know what you just did? What is?
Come on,
Now
what is
you
going on
answering the
tonight?
question with the
What is
question.
going on tonight?
Pick one. This is what
Okay,
run around and came back and say you judge and pick
Yeah, that
what
wasn't
are
an
you
answer.
doing?
you
Pick
talking
one.
about the left? You
So
talking about the left
political.
or the right?
Right wing.
Right wing.
Okay, I will
Don't
give
you rotate
Estevao.
anybody.
I'll give it to Estevao.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shocking,
Yep,
right? Surprise.
Mm.
yep.
Ryan?
Dante,
I know people.
Here's the thing. Okay.
no.
I know people. A lot of people are in support of Neto or they like Neto. But if you look at his game recently, he's struggling
Yeah.
a little bit. Although he has scored some crucial goals, but he's struggling. So if
Yeah,
he's
sure. He's got
struggling,
more goals and assists than
Da-
Estevao, but yeah, last
Dante,
couple of games
yeah,
he's
he's
struggling.
struggling. But
I think.
why I would pick Estevao is when he comes in, he creates more chances. He also tracks back to defend
Mm,
well, and
He
he
does, that's
like
actually an aspect of his game that people don't pay attention to. He tracks back, and here's the thing: there's something I sensed. Maybe he reads. You could say his contribution, defensive contributions. He reads the game from an attacking perspective and was able to. On occasions, I've seen him cut off passing lanes and stop the ball. Actually,
Yeah.
Vance is gone.
and one thing is when he's in, he doesn't allow the opposition to come forward more. Like if you have a position where their defenders are always on the attack, they are going to stay back all because of him. Because when he's at the other side of the field, he makes sure he can create more opportunities for your team to score, like infringement and all those things. So looking at it that way, honestly, we know Pedro Neto is an experienced player. On a good day, he'll put up a performance. But honestly, you have a complete player, somebody who is also playing for the Brazilian national team, first team. He's always there. So I don't know why I
But
wouldn't pick him
here's what
ahead
I'm
of.
going to say. I think it
but
depends on
that's
the
just friendlies.
opposition.
That's different.
But Dante's question is strictly he used the term starting 11.
Yeah.
It
Well,
makes
Dante,
it makes it difficult. I would have said it depends on the opposition.
I think I have
Doesn't
an
matter,
elegant
still.
solution to that question. And I
No,
think
don't
you
put him
guys.
left wing. Don't put him left wing. No.
Yep. No,
He's gonna tell you he's gonna
and
play him as a 10.
Here's why. You don't have to worry about it. But for me, if you're asking, you said my top 11. You know who my top 11 is, and he hasn't done it yet, quite yet. Is I want to throw in the left wing because you don't have to
He has
bench either
done it
one of them.
once. Yeah.
I start Estevao on the right wing. If this is my just dream side top 11, and I start Neto on the left wing because you don't have to stifle Estevao and keep him on the bench that way. But at the same time, I think that Neto plays the left wing better than Garnacho or Gittins so far. And they might come into that more and more. But currently, you said right now,
Mm,
yeah, I think he does better on the left than they do.
No, here's what I've
no, but it doesn't
noticed.
matter. I
On the
said,
left,
yeah.
you get more crosses from him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't get shooting from him at all. So
Yeah. On the right hand side, you get more shooting than crossing.
you get both.
Okay, but
You get both,
from
but
Neto?
more of,
From Neto?
Yes.
right? More of
Yeah,
shooting
well,
on
I
the
think
right-hand
that
side.
Neto, if you ask me,
just
I think
he
Neto
comes
has
back, he
better
passes the ball
crosses.
back. Go ahead.
I think Neto has better crosses than he does shooting. So why not maximize what he does better?
He
And
does
you don't
both
have to
well.
bench Estevao.
Yeah, it does both pretty well. Powerful shots. Anyway, not the question. Pick one. Right wing, Estevao or Neto as your number one choice.
In the absence of Cole Palmer, I'd pick Estevao.
Okay, your Estevao, Bam's Estevao, Tony.
Estevão, Tony.
Well, hold
who's
on.
that?
Help me. Maybe
No, he just mentioned two names.
help me. Hold on, Dante, because like you said, don't mention
okay,
the
all right.
left wing, but that is. Hold on. My choice was contingent on who was available at the left wing, but coach's
Leave it.
choice
Don't
is
worry about the
contingent
left
on who's
wing. Forget
available
about
at
the
the
left
10,
wing.
and he gets to pick.
Garnacho is the left wing. Don't worry about the left
Stick
wing.
to the position.
Garnacho scored a hat trick tomorrow, so he's on the left wing. Tell me who's on the right wing. Who's your player? If you have to choose between them to be your
Okay, and
starting
not
right
for
wing.
this game, and not considering this
Not
week,
just
just
like
at all
him.
right now.
Not for this game as your
Yeah.
starting right wing for
At all
majority
right
of
now.
games. Majority of games. Your number one starting right wing for majority of the games. So he'll play. That player will play most of the games, more especially the important games.
If you would have asked me 2 weeks ago, I would have said Neto. But
Okay.
like now, this is why I think that if you're just like you're not allowed to talk about anything but the right wing, and none of these guys gets to
Well,
play
that's where they play
anywhere.
90% of the time.
And let's clarify your question though. What you hold on?
Oh my God, Tony! I got your
Neither
answer.
of
Don't worry
these.
about it. I got your answer, Ty.
Oh gosh,
Hold on.
you guys are
No,
killing
you don't.
coach. You're killing
Neither
What's
of
your
coach.
these.
answer, Estevao? You said Estevao.
No, no,
What do
I
you mean? You
didn't.
said it 2 weeks ago, Neto, but it's Estevao now. So that's your
Well,
answer.
I don't know. I'm on the cusp. But what I'm trying to
okay.
clarify is
Okay, go ahead. We're waiting.
you're saying neither of these guys can be anywhere else on the pitch. One of them has to be benched. That's what you're saying. I'm
Just
trying to
pick
clarify
one
it.
for that particular position mentioned.
Yes.
Okay.
On the right
One
wing,
of them has to
choose
be
one for
benched.
the right wing.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I'm trending. I'm trending Estevao. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's what you're on the cusp of saying. Oh
It
my
was
gosh,
difficult.
that's
It
so
was difficult because he took my
anticlimactic.
entire answer
Oh
away.
my gosh,
He said I
it's so
couldn't talk about the left
anticlimactic.
wing and I had to bench one of them. And I'm like, well, I thought I was being Mr. Genius over here
All
and
right.
I had this elegant solution
All
and
right,
he
please,
completely
let's
took that
answer
away.
this
So
question on the
let's
screen
get
and
Ty.
call
Come
it
on,
a day.
Ty.
We've been streaming for 3 hours and 17 minutes. Dante, the question reads.
Okay, let me resolve it for you guys so that we will end it.
But we have a question on the screen. But go ahead.
I will bench Gittins and Garnacho. Then I will use Pedro Neto and Estevao. They can swap the wings.
You're the
They can
same.
swap
Okay. All right.
at times,
Doesn't matter.
and that will
Okay.
solve the whole situation.
Okay.
Okay.
All right,
Yep.
Dante, this question.
it's
They
like
didn't
he
get
copied
Ty.
my
I want
homework.
Ty. What did Ty say?
Ty, who did you pick?
I said nothing. I was forgotten. I was the forgotten man.
Oh
As
no.
always, right?
Keep asking, but anyway.
Yeah, but I won't cry. I won't cry.
Don't.
Um,
Go ahead, Ty.
okay,
Mm,
okay. I, I'm. You have to play on merit. I'm saying Estevão.
Yeah.
that's yeah.
Also, it's a
Interesting.
horrible question.
Interesting, guys. All right.
Mhm. All right.
It's a
This
horrible
reads.
question because it's such a good question.
Indeed. This from Sandy reads. Dante, I'm going to start with you. If anybody else wants to chip in, they can. It reads: If you can pick one position to add to in January, where are you doing that? I'd say centre back. That's me.
I
Dante,
would
let's hear
say
you.
the attacking.
You said the attacking area. What position?
Number 9. We need a
Why?
number 9.
Why?
Why?
Who, Osman?
Because
Yeah.
if you have somebody like Osimhen or maybe somebody who can slot in the goals,
Okay.
the kind of chances that we create sometimes, I think it will bring more like strength. You know, that place will be more like energized and we can be more effective. So I would say like the number 9, we need
Okay.
somebody
How
like
about you, Ty?
Centre back.
Okay, centre back for me too. Dante, how about you? Tony, how about you? Before Dante, I'll round off. We'll round off with Dante.
I think center back, and it's for me. It's basically because
Woo!
that's what my gaffer wants, and I'm backing my gaffer. He said straight up
I mean, at this
that
point, it's pretty obvious.
he
Yeah,
said
at least we
straight
all
up he
agree.
wants another center back, so I'm
Mhm.
backing him. I trust him.
That was
Dante,
taken out of
let
context,
me.
that quote,
How
anyway.
about you? And I don't
Into a
think we
corner.
have. You can say, given
Yeah,
what
but
we're
he said
looking
it a
for,
couple
in my
months ago
opinion,
too.
I
Before
don't
the
think we
owners
have.
told him to shut up.
You're going to that H negative place. I don't think. I don't think we have any plug. You can say plug. You can say plug and play avenue now. Not at Strasbourg. Sa isn't mature enough for the sort of, you could say, profile we're looking for. We need leadership in that back line, I think. I don't
Yeah.
know. The Argentine in playing on loan at Dortmund. He's good,
Anselmino.
and Selmino, but profile wise, I'm not sure his overall ability to, again, passing ability. That's
No,
the
that's probably
aspect of
one of
his
his
game I
strengths.
haven't
Yeah.
paid attention to very well. What?
That's probably one of his strengths, passing. Left foot, right foot.
Really?
No problem. Yes. Passing's fine.
he's passing.
So why
Yeah,
did we
that's
let
true.
him go out on loan?
Because he
Well,
was
because there
probably
was
they
no
didn't
room.
expect him to play.
Yeah, there was no room, and they wanted him to get consistent game time. So yeah, of course, they has to go on
So
loan.
if he
And he was
proves
also
to be good
injured.
enough, then yeah, he comes back when would have a place for him, just like Andrea Santos did.
And
Yeah,
I do think
if he doesn't get injured, correct. Yeah.
If Colwell gets injured before he gets loaned, they probably keep him. Maybe you guys agree?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
It depends.
What is it we
Training.
have here? There you go. You have your answer, and I'm seeing Odin's and so I'm not sure why I'm not able to see your comment on the main screen. But one day, thank you for joining us. Feel at home here. Your opinion matters. All we ask of you is to keep it civil. So I think that's it. We don't. Dante, you haven't answered. What
Well,
position?
you didn't ask me yet. All right. Yes, a starting centre back. Yeah,
A
a
leader?
starting centre
Any
back.
particular profile?
Well, obviously, he has to. He has to play the system right, but it has to be a starting centre back that can come in and be a bona fide starter. Then Colwell will come back when he comes back, and
Give
then
me a
obviously
name, Dante, because
Fofana.
I love your profiling. Give me a name. Who would you pick if you had your pick?
Who would I pick if I had a pick?
Yeah, I like your profiling. I want to know who you'd pick.
Hold on one sec. Sorry.
Who do you pick if you have to pick?
1 minute.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
gonna
who would
finish.
you
1
bite?
minute. 1 minute. My son wants me to go.
Who would you buy?
That's so
Yeah,
climatic.
it's hard at the moment. Probably someone like maybe Schlotterbeck from Schlotterbeck's very good. I like the way he plays. Someone like
Oh
that.
my gosh.
From where?
Tall,
That's a delicious player, man. Delicious player.
yeah. Schlotterbeck, the German.
What club?
But yes.
Is he still injured, Ty? I think he's still injured.
Yeah, I think he's injured. So probably January.
Yeah. So he's still injured. Yeah.
All right.
So
Yeah,
I
he's at
like.
Dortmund.
He's got height. He's got technical ability. positional sense, not too old, not too young, good age.
I liked
someone like
Hincapi.
that. Who?
Hincapi.
No, not Hincapi. No.
No, I said I liked him. I'm not
You
sure.
liked him? No, I'm not a
who?
fan. No,
Who?
not a fan.
And Cardi?
Hincapi.
Hincapi.
I just hope that the
that guy.
Upamecano story isn't
Yeah.
You were
true,
linked
because
with him.
that just won't go away.
Hello.
No, not him. Definitely not him. Too many mistakes. We don't.
Right,
know.
but it won't go away. Every summer, it's like, oh, we're probably gonna get him.
Well, that's because his
Every-
contract coming up, and yeah, it's just how it is. But I don't think we'll go.
I
For
think
him.
the owners like him, and I hope they don't. So
I don't think we'll pay that much
Wait,
money. for him.
Sorry, coach. Sir,
Hmm?
you said Hincapi as in the one that's
That's
at
Arsenal.
Arsenal right now?
Yeah.
On loan, I think.
Oh, okay.
On loan, right, Dante?
Yeah, he's on loan, isn't he?
Okay. Yeah.
Arsenal?
All right, people. I think we'll
sorry, who
continue.
does Slaughterback play for, real quick?
Dortmund.
Dortmund, but he's injured.
Okay.
Sorry,
Yeah, okay.
He's
Yeah.
injured. Yeah.
Oh, was that why they came for? How long has he been out?
He's had a serious injury, so he's out. He's been out for months. I
Was
think 6,
that
7 months.
why? That's probably why they came for Anselmino.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to watch for some film. Then I'm gonna watch some film of him.
Yeah, so I like his profile. I like that. That will
Yeah.
go well as well.
All right. Tim B says, "Get me Rudiger." If I don't know whether it's gonna happen. I mean, the news. I'm not sure how seriously to take it, but that's by the way. Thank you all for finding the time to be part of today's conversation. It's been excellent, enjoyable, funny, everything.
Friday night, man.
You know,
Coach, it's gonna happen because Marcus said so. Everything they say is right.
Yeah, there you go.
Marca. He's gonna say Marca, no Marca.
Let me catch up with this one. Audrey said, thank you for joining one day. I appreciate you. He said, I really love this program, man. Wow, it's dope. Please, when is the program coming on? Coming again, because I do love to follow you guys. Right now, it's going to be 5 p.m. CST every day. The Blue Money Show is still there, but we need help. As an host, one person cannot be doing everything, but eventually we'll find a solution. So, and just turn on your the notification button. So whenever we schedule a show, you get a notification. We do pre-game shows, which usually kicks off 1 hour before the kickoff. Yeah. So thank you for joining.
You see this, coach? You see this, coach? You see this?
Which one?
See? You see what happened when I joined? You get praise galore. You must thank me.
Yes, I thank you. Others, thank you, Tim B. Thank you, Sandy. Thank you for joining the conversation. And Andrew Sabini, thank you for joining the conversation. Who else was here? IB was also here. And Sam Preet. I don't know if that's how you pronounce that. Real James, Eugene, my assistant. And on the Wendy was also here. Jay Tapia was also here. And on the panel, we have Tony. We have a Bands, and then we have Ty.
Wow, why would you say it like that? And then we have Ty.
You have we have Ty.
Coach, you're giving him an inferiority complex. You gotta start calling on him first.
And you'll find Ty. The link. Ty is tagged, because he owns a channel, and whenever he participates, you see the link to his YouTube channel. You see that, he's featured, and also. In the main channel page, Ty's link is featured prominently there. There's a new feature. Once this is uploaded properly, I think I should be able to give Ty a link so that he can share. It will be automatically shared. You could say a column maybe will be added. Is it a column? A row will be added to Ty's channel homepage. Collaborations, yeah. So. Yeah, go check it out. Be sure to subscribe. And also, Constantine Dante, the captain of the community. I appreciate you all. See you guys next time. God bless us all. And cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shedding crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Reetz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shedding crew, born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shedding crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue.